You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. Welcome to Abilene, Texas, and the final day of the FCS regular season. What's at stake is a WAC regular season championship today at Wildcat Stadium. It's Stephen F. Austin and Abilene Christian. Well, as we look at the standings, here's what's on the line. ACU comes in a perfect 3-0. Stephen F. Austin 2-1. The winner is the WAC regular season champ here on this final Saturday. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny, Coy Oslin coming up as well. Well, here we go. These are two longtime rivals, and the winner is the champion.
And Zach, it's middle of November. It's the last week of the regular season. It's two Texas rivals with a gold championship trophy on the line. It doesn't get much better. What a great atmosphere and a great game ahead today, ACU and SFA. Glad to be a part of this one here in Abilene.
Well, let's start with the Lumberjacks, a team that comes in 5-5, a little bit up and down this year, but still a very explosive team and a team that can still win it all today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Still plenty on the line for the Lumberjacks today. Yeah, an up and down season, but it's a team that scored 40+, 5+ times, including that first round matchup with ACU last month.
Yeah, that was in October in Nacogdoches. On the other side for ACU, a 7-win campaign, and the question will be, how do they win today? Which quarterback's going to be under center?
Maverick McIver, Ethan Long have both had spectacular seasons the last 2 weeks, playing really well, especially throwing the football. McIver, Long, might see them both today. We don't know.
Yeah, and so the question will be, who's going to represent the WAC as the regular season champion? And for more on what's at stake in postseason play, let's send it down to the third member of our team, Coy Oslin.
Guys, you want to talk drama? Let's talk drama. Not only is a WAC championship on the line for SFA and ACU, but for ACU a chance at the FCS playoffs. All they have to do is prove themselves to the ASUN WAC power rankings, which they currently find themselves third in. After that, if they don't get in through there, they have to find an at-large bid to get in. But all they have to do today is be steaming and rolling all 4 quarters and look as best as they can.
Did he not play at all?
It's a cold one here in Abilene, Texas. Coy, thank you. 45 degrees is the high today, so it's going to be a chilly one. It may creep up to 45 as we go, wind swirling around just a little bit. SFA won the toss and deferred, so we are going to see which quarterback comes out onto the field with this ACU offense. And Andy, we've seen Maverick McIver warming up today. We think he's going to get the nod in the opening series.
Yeah, been battling the injury that he took in Tarleton. Didn't play really at all last week against Sam Houston State. So we did see him in warm-ups. He's been the guy who's started more and been a little bit more effective than Ethan, even though both guys can come in and be highly effective. But we think we'll see Maverick McIver in the first snap here in a few moments.
SFA will send it away. And it's Dylan Brown to kick it off for SFA. And back deep for ACU, Davion Johnson, junior out of Ohio. The winner is the WAC champion. Off we go from Abilene, Texas, a squib. And Johnson will try to recover with some room. What a start. Davion Johnson all the way out across the 45. What a way to begin the game for ACU.
A little electricity here in a cold venue here in Abilene, but man, what a great start. Bobbled as he picks it up, and man, gets all the way across the field to the near sideline, and what a great return by Johnson. And great starting field position, Zach, and as we look down, it's Maverick McIver who will get the call.
Here he comes, McIver getting the start, who's had himself a good year, almost 2,000 yards passing. They've used both quarterbacks. We still may see both today, the sophomore out of San Angelo, Texas.
Up and down season thus far for Maverick. Started slow, but he's really coming on. He should surpass 2,000 yards of passing today, just needs over 100.
Game begins with a quick throw to the speedster Kendall Catalan, to receiver, and a sophomore out of Saginaw, Texas. And so That's how things get started for ACU. The SFA defense, it's a 4-2-5 look. They play a lot of 5 in the secondary. Going to see a lot of Miles Hurd out there at safety. TK Lloyd as well, and Edward Bobineau on that defensive line. Spectacular. On second down, McIver to throw it again. Tristan Golightly. 2 plays, ACU into SFA territory. First down and a pickup at 12.
Well, Zach, it's been an ACU offense that's thrown the ball a lot the last 3 weeks. 48 attempts last week versus Sam Houston State. The run-pass ratio is really 2 passes to 1 run, about a 2-to-1 ratio in favor of pass, as offensive coordinator Stephen Lee really starting to expand this offense each and every week of his first-year signal caller.
This is a rematch of a game that was played on October 8th in Nacogdoches. SFA beat ACU 41-38. A month plus ago. It's a handoff to the second running back, Rovon Banks Jr. takes it for 4 yards. The rest of this ACU offense, Dobbins, a typical starter at running back. You saw Banks Jr. on that one. A great trio of receivers and a healthy offensive line for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's been over a month since I think the Wildcats have had their full throttle offensive line. Reese Moore back in there, Jacob Thielen, who has been banged up a little bit. Hatton, Yonta, and Jeremiah across the front there for the Wildcats.
In that group are 4 transfers with how they've revamped that offensive line. 2nd and 6 for McIver. Plenty through the air on the opening drive. Kendall Catalon again. He's been busy. Second catch takes it to the 21. 16 yards to Catalon.
Nice easy throw here for Maverick. Good pocket. Gets rid of it in a hurry on about an 8-yard curl pattern. Catalon turns that into a nice healthy gain and already down in the red zone.
To the 21-yard line for Abilene Christian. As they started out near midfield after the opening kickoff, the ball's out. McIver able to get back on it initially. And the possession looks like it's going to stay with ACU. Is knocked out by TK Lloyd. Came home out of the secondary and stripped McIver of the ball.
The first time the Lumberjacks have had pressure there on McIver. Yeah, Maverick just looking to his left. He wanted to try to step up in the pocket, just had it stripped away. Great play there defensively for the Lumberjacks. They don't get it, but Lloyd able to force the fumble. It's a lost yardage play. Wildcats behind the sticks for the first time today.
Loss of 6 back to the 27. In motion, they get it out to Banks along the sideline. Just a little swing route for a couple yards back to the 25, but 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, Wildcats basically turn a sweep into a pass play, just trying to get numbers on the outside and get Banks going, but the Lumberjacks do a nice job of plugging that up, and this becomes a point play here early in this football game down in point territory here for the Wildcats, but a long field SFA brought in. Looked like their coverage package here, 3rd down and 14.
From here, it's probably a 42, 43-yard field goal, so a big 3rd down on this opening drive early on. Kobe Clark in motion. McIver, 5-man rush, taking a shot, and nothing there. Looked like Clark stopped on the route. McIver thought he was going deep. Miscommunication, and it's 4th down.
Well, it's unique. 2 vertical routes here on the near side, the left side of the formation. On the far side, both receivers cut the routes off and ran curls. McIver was thinking it was a 4 vertical. He throws the vertical on the far side. Nobody home. Lumberjacks, a nice stop as ACU had a nice drive going. Lumberjacks come up with a nice play.
Well, this is 42 yards for Blair Zepeda. He has struggled from this distance this year, 1 for 6 in the 40-yard range. Opportunity here, and the kick is no good. He pushed it to the left. At ACU, who had crazy great starting field position out near midfield, comes away empty on the opening possession.
Zach, I think that's an immediate, put an asterisk by the game notes. ACU, as you said, with great starting field position, they get some momentum. They get down knocking on the red zone door. And, hey, give credit to the Lumberjacks. It's a rebuilt defensive unit. They get the stop. And little bit of a breeze here at the stadium, but not bad. Zepeda just hooked it just to a little bit and missed it.
Now this dynamic SFA offense. They get to touch it for the first time. They struggled last week, just 7 points at Central Arkansas, but they're going to get it out into the hands of their All-American receiver, Xavier Gibson, who's able to take it for just a couple of yards. And they are led by this man. Trey Self has been around a long time, inching towards 10,000 yards passing.
Yeah, he should surpass 10,000 in his career today. 2180 on this season, 17 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. And man, he's so cool under pressure. Done a great job for this Lumberjack team for the last few years.
It's a good passing attack for SFA, but they've been really good on the ground these last few weeks as they hand it off to Miles Reed, the running back. It's actually a group that's put up over 200 rushing yards in multiple games in a row. Speaking of the Lumberjack offense, you saw Reed. It's a good group outside as well, led by Gibson, the leader in targets, receptions, yards, and touchdowns. But Chad Awney is a nice mix at the tight end spot, and they've been pretty healthy all year on the offensive line, a pretty veteran group up front.
And I'll tell you, Zach, just 7 points last week for the Lumberjacks, but the 4 weeks prior to that, 40-plus for SFA, including the 41 versus ACU. They can put points on the board. They can light it up.
Self looks to the outside on third down. He's able to convert. Gabriel Lemons there on that out route. Needed 5, got about 7. First down to the 37.
Nice play here. It's a two-man route. The outside receiver runs a vertical to clear out the flat and just running the 5-yard out. A nice catch. You need 5. You run a 5-yard out. You make the catch. You end up picking up 7 on the play. SFA their first down today.
Lemons, a freshman out of Amarillo, Texas. It's just his 11th catch of the year, but a nice one to convert on third down for the Lumberjacks. First drive of the game for SFA, and Self to throw it again to the middle. First down into ACU territory. Mo Wedman, who's a really good weapon, the sophomore to South Carolina, 3rd year with the Lumberjacks. Pitch and catch, first down.
Well, Self at the last minute. That's run pass option. The last minute he sees the route open up, pulls it out of the belly there of his back. Reed, nice, easy, soft slant pattern. Middle of the field open. Move the sticks again into plus territory for the first time.
Wedman caught a touchdown on October 8th against Abilene Christian in that wild game in Nacogdoches. Into ACU territory now, and Miles Reed straight up the middle runs into Abilene Christian's defense and Chike Nwankwo, the linebacker. As we approach the halfway point of the first quarter, the rest of this defense, Tyron Bradley, so good up front. Will Morgan, over 10 tackles for loss this year. Young linebackers and the safety, Abner Dubard, leading the way with Elijah Moffitt back there as well. 7-yard gain on first down. The Lumberjacks are on the ACU side of the 50 on their opening drive. Reed again. Might be a yard short of the line to gain. Looks like third down coming up. There's the head man for Stephen F. Austin, Colby Cardle, 4th-year head coach at SFA, and his offense is going to go quickly on 3rd and 1. Did they get it?
Well, I don't think so.
Well,
and Jordan Pop comes out of the pile with the football. I don't think Wildcats will get it, but Self just went on a quarterback sneak left side, and I don't think he was able to get the momentum he needed. He turns his back to the first down line, too. The football never got it. It's 4th down and 1.
He ran into big number 95, Jack Schultz, too. He didn't gain any yards on the play. I mean, there was no gain at all.
Lumberjack's going to go.
On 4th and 1, it's a decision. It's really a no decision. This is the 21st time this year SFA's going to go for it on 4th down. Self under pressure and incomplete. Nothing there on the outside. Torrey Hargrove helped blow that thing up.
And that's great awareness. Excuse me, Zach. It's great awareness by the Wildcat defense. 2 backs in the backfield. There's misdirection in the backfield. Gibson out of the backfield is trying to get out in the flat and can't get there. Wildcat defense comes up with a stop.
Both teams empty. on their opening drives of the game. Defenses squaring up. The winner, the WAC champ today in Abilene, Texas. Abilene Christian's second drive of the game. No score to get things started in Abilene, Texas. On this final Saturday of the FCS regular season, ACU drive number 2 starts with a run, and it starts by going backwards a yard. Anthony Smith back out there for the third game in a row after missing most of the year due to injury, and they would love to get the run game going here today against SFA's defense.
Yeah, and again, the last few weeks, it's been more pass than run for the Wildcats. I don't want to say they haven't established the run very well. It's just been a matter of play call. The Wildcats have looked to pass the football more, and obviously the passing game will open if you can get the running game going.
McIver to the outside to Kobe Clark. Out near midfield and just inside the SFA side of the field. Kobe Clark, catch there for ACU. He's one of our impact players.
Yeah, perfect segue. Kobe Clark, the all-time ACU leader in receptions, 57 on the year, 8 touchdowns. Touchdown in each of the last 5 games for ACU. Miles Hurd on the other side, the leading tackler for the Lumberjacks, 76 tackles. To put that in perspective, the second leading tackler, just 49. Miles Hurd, a beast for the Lumberjacks.
Right at the 50, McIver off the fake. Little pressure, wants it up top. It's Clark behind everybody. Here he is again. Big play. ACU takes it down inside the 15, 38 yards.
Well, we'll sandwich him on both sides of introducing him as our impact player. Just a little double move there. It looks like he's going to run a shorter crossing route. Decides to cut it off and run vertical. Gets behind the secondary and the safeties in the center of the field. Kobe Clark playing his final time in a purple and white jersey here at ACU. And, man, a thing of beauty there. It's ACU back inside the 15.
About to move into third all-time in Abilene Christian history and career receiving yards. Off the fake, back shoulder, what a catch. Down near the goal line is Jed Castles, the tight end. He's just short, and that one-handed catch was spectacular.
When championships are on the line, you do anything. Boy, a little stick him on the right glove there. Castles pulls it in. First and goal.
Just his 8th catch of the year, the best one for Jed Castles. First and goal, Abilene Christian. They'll hand it. It's Smith, and he stopped right at the 1. He's been kind of the goal line back for ACU here lately. Missed 8 weeks with an injury, but last week 11 carries and a touchdown in that dominant win at Sam Houston. Second and goal now. See if they try to punch it in on the ground again. Go lightly in motion. Gonna throw it. McIver, corner and out wide for Kobe Clark. Well, now a flag comes out.
Zach, I might think this is on the offense. We'll see, and I think it is.
Offensive PI?
Yeah, there were 2. The outside receivers were both running slants.
Matthew Jones, the referee.
Yeah, excuse me, Zach. The 2 outside receivers both ran slants basically to try to clear and make some space out on the outside, and just got caught. You'll see again. Yeah, a little pick play there as Clark tries to get to the back pylon. Just got caught on the inside. The offensive PI comes out.
Good call to push it back to the 16. And so second and goal for ACU, but a lot longer to go now. Off the fake, McIver. Gonna throw it, dangerous, caught! Inside the 1. Adjusting for it was Clark. He is not in the end zone, but he's right at it.
I think they might take a look at this. And this is double coverage, little back shoulder. Kobe's the only one that can make this catch. And I thought he kind of went over the defender. Boy, I wonder if they'll take a look at it. We'll see.
That's close. 3rd and goal inside the 1. Not seeing that they're going to look at it, but ACU's going to run it. Hand it to Smith. He did not get there.
Boy, solid effort by the Lumberjacks.
SFA holds.
Yeah, Ahmad Murray comes up, makes the stop. Decision time here for the Wildcats. Zepeda's already missed one here in the first quarter. Looks like Keith Patterson, Stephen Lee, offensive coordinator, have made up their mind. But a great push. That's 2 plays inside the 1-yard line that SFA on this drive has made stops. 4th down and goal.
Jatarius Evans in there too. ACU's going to go for it. From the 2. They're going to reverse it, flip it out. Catalon to throw it for the touchdown to Colt Cooper. Digging into the bag of tricks for 6.
Yeah, well designed. Little reverse. Catalon puts it in the right hand. Cooper wide open. Great execution. Sometimes in games like this, you've got to pull out some plays in the playbook that you haven't run all season long, and perfect time to pull it out. Perfect execution. Wildcats strike first today.
Call that the Abilene special. They ran the Philly special in the Super Bowl a few years ago. Zepeda for the extra point. ACU strikes 8 plays, 62 yards, 7-0. Abilene Christian.
The best tailgates start with the best beef. And the best beef starts with United Supermarkets. United Supermarkets, where we do beef the best.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at TicketSmarter.com.
Nothing Abilene Christian. Here in the late minutes of the first quarter, a 7-0 lead, and ACU, a little trickery. Kendall Catalon throwing the touchdown pass.
Well, just a heck of a play call here. It's a strong left formation. You go the opposite way. Wide open, Cooper out in the right flat, and just caught SFA off guard. You know, over pursuing on one side, you go the opposite direction, and then you don't expect Catalon to throw one, and he does. Cooper right there for an easy touchdown.
Boy, that was an interesting turn of events there inside the 20-yard line, because you had the big play to set it up, but then the penalty put them back. Clark then puts them back in the 1-yard line, and they punch it in for the TD on 4th and goal. Remember, the winner of this game wins the WAC regular season title. It's a 7-0 Abilene Christian lead. And it's Blair Zepeda to send it away. It's a short kick. Fielded at the 11. And coming to the near side is Leonard Lemons. That's where SFA will take over. Timeout on the field. ACU up 7-0. Late first quarter, 7-0 Abilene Christian here in front of Stephen F. Austin. This big game on the final day of the regular season. Lumberjacks have it for the second time on offense. The drive starts at the 17-yard line. Outside they go. Xavier Gibson. Good start to the drive all the way out to the 34. There's Kobe Carthel. Let's send it down to the third member of our team, Coy Oslin.
Guys, they say football is a family affair in Texas, and SFA head coach Kobe Carthel, that's no lie. His dad, Don Carthel, coached all across Texas during his career and was a longtime rival in Division II coaching for West Texas A&M in that legendary 93-68 game in 2008 in Canyon, ACU versus West Texas A&M. But he also coached at ACU. Coach Carthel of SFA did 2000 to 2005 as defensive line coach and the recruiting coordinator, even recruiting ACU backs coach Jarrell Badon for the Cats. Guys, all tradition, all familiar today from between these two teams and an old stopping ground for a coach. Back to you.
Coy, thank you. Yeah, long-standing traditions with the Carthel family, ties to Abilene, and on that flip out to Xavier Gibson was a penalty on SFA, so backs him up to the 8-yard line, and it turns into now 1st and 19 for the Lumberjacks. They're going to hand it, and up the middle is Jarrell Wimbley. Oh, did he lose the ball? No. They're going to mark him down. He was down, picked up by Chike Nwankwo, but they're going to mark Wimbley down.
And Nwankwo just rips the ball out. But it looks like he's already down, or forward progress stopped as Nwankwo just rips the ball out, gets into the end zone. But forward progress stopped. Very short game.
And that's not reviewable. You cannot review forward progress being called stopped, and so that ends the play right there. It is a gain of 1 after all of that. 2nd and 18. Self to throw it, 4-man pressure. And to the outside, knocked away, looking for Gibson, and Patrick Jolly got a hand in. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, that's a good job, Jolly. He just gets, undercuts the route. It's an out pattern at about 12 yards. Self really eyeballed this one from the snap. Didn't change the eye level or direction at all. Jolly able to get a step on it, undercut the route, knock it down. Behind the sticks here again for SFA. It's tough territory here as you're talking 3rd and almost 20. This obviously for the Wildcats, play coverage, keep it underneath, make a tackle, force a punt, get the football back.
And SFA plays it safe. They're going to hand it. Wimbley coming left. Nice little gain. Takes it out across the 20. More room to punt it away. And so they will go 3 and out, and the penalty killed that drive from the get-go, because otherwise that would have been a good start to the drive. A 17-yard pickup erased on the penalty to Gibson.
Yeah, the small things will play a huge factor today. Neither one of these teams are penalized very much. SFA about 65 penalty yards a game. ACU less than 50. I know Keith Patterson loves that on the home side, but the penalty does kill the drive, and Wildcats should get good starting field position for their next drive number 3.
Max Quick averaging about 42 yards a punt this year to senior out of Lufkin, Texas. Kendall Catalon back deep for ACU. Fair catch, it looks like, called by Catalon at the 48-yard boot. Half a minute to go here in the first quarter. Well, both teams were empty on the first drive. ACU goes down and scores. They've got the early lead. A much better start this time around for Abilene Christian.
We talked about that. It's kind of one of our conversation pieces was, can ACU change what they did last time? Here for SFA, you see their keys to the game. Gut check time. Hey, they're 5-5. It's been an up-and-down season, but still plenty to play for today. Did these guys get on the bus, come west to Abilene, and be ready to play? And, of course, unselfish play. We're talking about the quarterback, Trey Self. You know he's going to do his thing. Well, the rest of the team follow his lead offensively. They can put up points. Didn't last week, but they can.
ACU back to Catalon. He's been a focal point. There's a flag down as Catalon takes it for a dozen yards. You got a flag kind of in the middle of the field.
Yeah, typically in the area of holding.
The second time we'll hear from Matthew Jones, a referee. Well, personal foul, illegal block to move it all the way back.
Yeah, this is a safety penalty. It's a chop block when offensive guy is engaged with the defensive guy blocking up above the waist, a second offensive player cannot come in and block below the waist, and that's what happened there, and that's a safety penalty. That's why it's a personal foul on the 15-yard mark-off. So eliminate a nice start to drive number 3 here for the Wildcats. They'll play behind the sticks. Maverick MacGyver, though, 8 of 9 already, 108 yards. He needed 106 to go over 2,000. He's at 108 right now.
That's the end of the first quarter. It's Abilene Christian 7, Stephen F. Austin nothing. WAC football on ESPN continues after these messages. Back here in Abilene, and that was an incomplete pass to Kobe Clark as they snapped it there on 1st down and 20 after the penalty. We are here to start the second quarter for WAC football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Coy Oslin, and the gang on this final Saturday of the regular season. And it was a penalty at the end of the first quarter for an illegal block that moved ACU back. So they face 2nd and 20 here to start quarter number 2. And MacGyver's going to throw it. A little bit of pressure over the middle. He's intercepted. No. Is it intercepted? No, it's incomplete. TK Lloyd couldn't hang on to it. They say it hit the ground.
Well, MacGyver took a shot, too. Good pressure as you see the blitz coming. Ball underthrown. The route was undercut. Hard to see from that angle, but it skips in, falls incomplete. Nonetheless, 3rd down, a long way here for the Wildcat offense.
Timeout by SFA. I saw Colby Carthel run over there. And talk about that. They may try to get a review out of this.
I think that's exactly why Coach Carthel took the timeout. He's trying to buy some time to get a review here from the officiating staff.
They are going to try to get this looked at. ACU in front 7-0. And the question is, did Lloyd get his hands underneath this ball to intercept it? Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, you see another look. It's a back throw and back foot throw trying to hit Clark over the middle. It's hard to see from that vantage point. Could he get the hands underneath there? And of course, on a replay to overturn something, you have to have evidence that's undeniable, and I just don't know if that we'll see something here that will be able to overturn this in favor of the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, we'll see if you can get a look to see if his hands were underneath it. I mean, to be honest, it looks clean, but I don't know if there's enough there. To me, from that angle, now we're not on the correct side of him to see that on that view, but live, I thought he caught it. I mean, quite honestly, but they ruled that incomplete right away.
Well, you can't fault Coach Carthel here for saying, "Hey, we want to take a look at this. This is a game-changing play." ACU had a nice first quarter. They're kind of in control of the first 15 minutes, and boy, I mean, it's a solid look.
Not enough to change it.
Yeah, just not enough evidence there to overturn that call. I think it's wise, though. Coach Carthel, hey, nothing to lose today. Championship on the line for either one of these teams. That's kind of a game-changing play. Again, ACU had a nice first quarter. You're trying to, disrupt some momentum that the offense has had from MacGyver and company, but doesn't go that way, but it's still 3rd down and 20.
Long way to go for the Wildcats. MacGyver off the fake. Davion Johnson trying to get him in some space, and he had a long way to go. Needed the 43, takes it to the 35, so they will punt it away. And Colby Carthel told us, I don't know why I should have to motivate really anybody for a game like this. He goes, yes, we can't go to the playoffs if we win, but you can still put a ring on your finger and be a conference champion. There should be no motivation needed for this game.
Yeah, we had a great conversation with him the other day. He said if you can't get excited about this, then you just need to go ahead and turn your helmet in permanently, not just this year or this week, but permanently if you can't get excited about a championship on the line.
Oh, SFA almost got home, and now a flag comes out on the punt. Gibson going to try to make a move, and he'll return it to the 32, but there is laundry on the field. Peyton Mansell was the one who punted it. for ACU. Now it depends on the penalty, because if this is the 5-yard variety, it would still be 4th down. It was 4th and 8.
And I think, Zach, this is going to be the 5-yard running into the kicker, so Coach Patterson will have a choice to make.
So they decline the penalty. SFA will take over the 7-0 game here in the second quarter in Abilene, Texas. Championship Saturday.
The community at ACUTV is exceptional. I think it's what really sets it apart from other universities and other organizations just on ACU's campus.
Working at ACUTV, I have gotten so much great experience in all different aspects, whether that was just taking on leadership roles or just learning new things and really just jumping in and being hands-on with equipment.
So the first time I walked in here, I was a high school senior, but I walked in and I was blown away by the production and the level of production ACU was putting on. And so to see the amount of effort being poured into a sporting event at ACU on ESPN was huge. And so to see that as a high school senior sold it for me. I was like, yes, I'm gonna be at ACU because this is where I wanna be, this is where I can excel.
Coming to college and to know that you're making content for ESPN, that's unreal for students to come in and be able to get hands-on experience that quickly. It's a blessing.
I would have never thought that I would be doing things I'm doing now. If you said I was going to be on ESPN Plus and working with professional reporters and seeing all the stuff that goes into that, I would have called you crazy because I didn't think that freshmen got that opportunity. But here at ACU, everyone gets that opportunity, and it's awesome. And I think that's what sets us apart from other universities. At a young age, we allow people to get that experience, and you only get better from there.
Really not a lot of students across the world get to be able to do what we do here at ACU. If you want to be a journalism major, you want to be in sports broadcasting, this is the place for you. But you get the tools of what it's going to be like. You know, you want to work in Fox Sports, ESPN, those major networks one day, this is where you translate it. This is where you get that exact same experience. This is first class.
Seven 0 Abilene Christian in front of Stephen F. Austin. This rivalry game to close the regular season. SFA opportunity here in quarter number 2. So far, just 48 yards of offense for the Lumberjacks, and they will start with a handoff to Miles Reed. Takes it to the 39-yard line. Let's talk about keys to the game for Abilene Christian.
Yeah, let's talk about ACU get better today. That's been the motto of Keith Patterson all season long, well, really since he took over the program early 2022. Let's get better every day. If the Wildcats get better today, it's a WAC championship. Faster start, we saw that. They were down 21 in Nacogdoches in the first quarter a few weeks ago. They're up 7 as we turn into the second quarter today. I would say a check mark by that key to the game for the Wildcats today.
7-yard pickup on first down for SFA. It's already run it more than they've passed. Now they'll throw it to the left side. Gabriel Lemons had the first catch of the game for the Lumberjacks. He catches it here, takes it for a first down to the 46. As we look at the series history, these two teams have been playing for a while now. It's been close. It hasn't been as close as of late. SFA's won 4 of the last 5 against ACU, including earlier this year, but these are two rivals, and I love it when these two teams get together.
One, it's a Texas rivalry. There's a recruiting battle going on between these two teams. You throw in a WAC championship today. They're both purple and white. I mean, all sorts of fun things, storylines, and of course 12-11 in the series history. It's been a fun one.
Dump it off of the screen. Self got blown up there. You had Bradley and Morgan and most of that D line in there trying to get Reed on the screen, incomplete.
I tell you, the Wildcats done a good job defensively sniffing out screens. That's about the 3rd time we've seen. We saw in the first drive on the 4th down play where they wanted to get the ball out in a screen in space to Gibson, but the play was blown up and Self just had to throw it away on 4th down. And here again, a screen play that's blown up as it's trying to develop, goes for an incomplete pass, and as you mentioned, Self took a shot there.
Self threw for 243 yards and a touchdown against ACU on October 8th. They hand it and nothing doing. Loss of a couple, it appears. They try to run it on that right side. Reed again, Moffitt, and a host of others there for the Wildcats. Good run defense here so far for Abilene Christian.
And again, we've seen for both teams here, Zach, it's been behind the sticks on third downs. A lot of third and lengthy. Some of those are penalties. This time it's two defensive stance back and forth, but another third down in double digits this time for the Lumberjacks.
Self has to make something happen to the outside. They got it. First down. Along the sideline is Cameron Brady, the redshirt freshman out of Arlington.
Well, give credit to the Lumberjack pocket here. All sorts of time for Self to throw. He steps up in the pocket, has sight lines for his receivers, and a great job staying with the route, finding a way to get open. Nice pass and catch. It was double digits on third down. The Lumberjacks come through with double digits on third down. Keep the drive alive. First down and 10.
Just the 8th catch of the year for Brady. Gets a big first. Move it into ACU territory. Self rocking this one deep. Sideline knocked away, going for Gibson. Wow, what a play downfield by Anthony Egbo Jr.
Egbo came up out of the safety spot. Had a long way to retreat to get back there in coverage. Was able to get there and knock it away the last second. A little flare as he wipes off the whatever the mess was on the face mask. Second down and 10.
You just figure ACU's got to know where number 2 is at all times. They're not going to let him beat you, as Gibson's just been so spectacular at the course of his career.
9 catches, 144 the first time these two teams played.
Quick screen, Brady outside, try to get a handful of yards. Roland Williams at third, bumping out of bounds. Well, it's only a gain of 3, third down coming up. Kind of in no man's land here at the 39. And we mentioned it earlier when they went for it, but this team's not afraid to go for it on fourth down, and so this could be a situation here where they do it again.
Still not in field goal range. A little bit of breeze today in their face, 10-15 miles an hour. So not quite in field goal range. I do think this is four down territory, but third down and 7 first.
Four-man rush, Self looking Gibson's way. He's got it inside the 20. They go to their All-American for 25 on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, you go to the guy who's got you here, and that's Gibson. Another nice pocket, a little bit of pressure coming off the edge, but corner route on the outside. Egbo made the play the last time. This time, the better goes to Gibson. And the Lumberjacks knocking on the door for the first time today.
As he gets over 1,000 yards for his season. 6 TDs this year as well. That was a heck of a throw by Trey Self as well. First down in the red zone. Miles Reed slithers up the middle, diving for the pylon. Touchdown, SFA. There is a flag down at the 9. And so this touchdown might not stand. We'll find out. If it holds, it's a 14-yard TD. It doesn't hold. Illegal block.
Boy, I didn't see it. Well, what a heck of a run. Didn't say, oh, there was the illegal block there by Simmons. Daryl Simmons got caught on an illegal block. And I don't know if that's the illegal blindside block, kind of the crackback block.
Sure.
Well, more than the yardage, you take points off the board and momentum off the side of SFA there. That's a tough penalty.
Ball goes back to the 20 because the flag did happen down the field, so it's a spot foul. It was 1st and 16. Self slides. There's Reed out of the backfield, trying to do it again. He's in. Miles Reed, touchdown. 2 straight plays, spectacular effort. They're not giving it And they're not going to take it away from him this time.
And that's a heck of a play. Gives Self a whole bunch of credit. I thought he was going to tuck it and run there as the pocket started to collapse around him. He stepped up in the pocket. Very last second, he looks at, oh, little flip, wide open with a seam in between the hashes. Spin move at the 2-yard line. Lumberjacks an extra point away from tying this thing up.
What a response there from the Lumberjacks to go down the field. Chris Campos for the extra point to tie the game. Stephen F. Austin down the field, 7-7 in Abilene. Well, just on the other side of Wildcat Stadium, Moody Coliseum that just opened back up. That newly renovated building, and now over here to Wildcat Stadium, a building that opened in 2017. Stephen F. Austin and ACU tied up at 7. Kickoff short, fielded at the 12-yard line. Nice little return out across the 30, out to the 32-yard lines where the drive starts for Abilene Christian. So these Wildcats will come on out on offense in this 7-7 game. Back and forth we go here in this first half.
Yeah, Zach, to me, this one's got a really nice rhythm and flow to it as ACU comes back out.
First-year head coach Keith Patterson, what a year he's had, a chance to win a title today.
Man alive, what a great first season here in Abilene. You see 7-3 the record, but again, his motto all year long has been get better every day, and I think mission accomplished as far as that's concerned. Trying to get better one more time here in 2022.
ACU some trickery again on first down. They flip it back to Tristan Golightly, one of their big-time receivers, a sophomore transfer from Kansas. No gain on the play.
Second time we've seen misdirection. SFA stays at home. Margie Smith able to make that tackle there. And again, just the misdirection that worked for the touchdown for ACU there in the first quarter, but Lumberjacks ready to make the play there.
Second down and 10 for ACU. Off the fake, McIver to the middle, dropped. Golightly couldn't hang on to it at the 40. Wide open over the middle there. Third down coming up.
Yeah, that's a slap your hands together in frustration, say my bad. Golightly open in the center of the field, just right off the hands. Probably would have stretched that into a first down, but didn't look it all the way in before he started turning the head, trying to look upfield. And because of that, third down again in double digits. I feel like both teams have had a lot of these here in this first half. Third down and 10.
ACU 0 for 3 so far on third down. 45%, however, this year for the season. McIver going to roll out. Looks to the sideline. It's caught. Is it out of bounds? Yes, it is. Clark is out of bounds. Couldn't get the foot down. And it is fourth down for the Wildcats.
It was a lengthy throw, 3-receiver pattern, all on the near side as they kept in extra blockers for a pocket. Thought Clark might have been able to drag the toes in, but he couldn't do it. And that's a quick 3-and-out series for the Wildcats. And SFA, who just had their nicest drive, a 9-play drive for their touchdown, is going to get the football right back.
SFA defense settling in pretty well. Holding ACU to 118 total yards. Logan Burke on to punt it. Gets that one way up there. Gibson's got to call the fair catch, and he does after a 47-yard boot. SFA back to work on offense in a 7-7 tie. Back on the campus of Abilene Christian University. 7-7 between these two longtime rivals. The winner wins the WAC today. SFA comes on the road up from Nacogdoches, Texas, over in East Texas.
Don't you know the schedule makers love it when this works out? Last week of the season, it's like, hey, let's get a winner-take-all conference championship. You know the schedule makers love it.
Trey Self on first down, he's sacked. Back at the 21, Jordan Pop was in there with Patrick Jolly. Self backwards on play number 1.
That's just good pressure, good coverage down the field. Self had time to make his decision, but as the pocket collapsed, there was no escapability. There were no lanes to get out of that pocket. It just collapsed around him. Pop able to get the tackle for loss. Second down behind the sticks again.
It's been the theme here in this first half. Solid defensive effort. Yardage about the same so far. SFA on the ground. Not much doing. Third and long coming up after Jarrell Wembley takes it for 1. 3rd and 11.
Obviously a passing situation here. ACU's brought in their coverage team here defensively. Self, we should recognize, went over 10,000 yards of passing here earlier on that last drive. What a storied career, boy, a historic career for SFA. Done so many good things for Coach Carthel and company out in Nacogdoches.
Guided them to the FCS playoffs last year. Self on 3rd down had to bail and get rid of it. And it's incomplete along that sideline. 3 and out for the Lumberjacks.
Well, I think that's Chike Nwankwo again giving chase, a little delayed blitz. Again, as the pocket kind of starts collapsing around him. Here comes Nwankwo and forces Self to make a decision and just overthrows it. Back-to-back 3 and out series. The two teams trade 3 and out series.
So Max Quick will come on and punt. Could be a decent field position for the Wildcats here. Catalon standing just on the other side of his 40. A little bit of a high snap. Quick, so good, gets it all the way for a 54-yard punt. Fair catch. That's where ACU will take over. Quick's quite the weapon. 7-7, ACU SFA. Abilene Christian back to work in this 7-7 game. Here in the second quarter, ACU to hand it off. It's Rovon Banks Jr. cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. Big number 95 in there on the stop, Brandon Lane, the redshirt freshman D lineman. Your evaluation of ACU so far?
Well, really feast or famine offensively. Their first 2 drives, an 8-play drive that got them into field goal range. They missed a field goal. Their second drive, an 8-play drive, 62 that gets them in the end zone for a touchdown. Their last 2 drives, both 3 and out series. And here they're again at 2nd down and 10 after no gain.
To the outside, it's Banks out of the backfield. Oh, he's shifty, makes a nice move to get to the edge. He is 2 yards short of the line to gain.
Again, just flare it out to your back out of the backfield, kind of a pass sweep kind of play. Colt Cooper, a nice block there on the edge. Just a numbers game here on the near side of the field. And 3rd down and manageable here after the 8-yard pass and catch.
This is where the Wildcats have struggled. 0 for 4 on 3rd down this afternoon.
Have not had a first down here in the second quarter.
Gonna hand it, Banks. And they're still not gonna have a first down in the second quarter. No gain on the play. In there first was Carl Williams at D tackle, number 91.
And I think you have to punt here. A lengthy period of time there before personnel changes were finally made. But you got to punt the football. You know, a 7-7 defensive game on your own end of the field. That's 3 consecutive Lumberjack defensive possessions, 3 and out series by the Wildcats. And the run game for ACU just not working. Still in the negative net rushing yards at -4. The SFA defensive front just really owning the line of scrimmage right now.
Logan Burke will send it away, and Gibson all the way back to the 14, 52-yard punt, and Gibson takes it out across the 30. Decent little return to keep SFA in a little bit better field position. Boy, he's a dangerous return man, and he was the man who returned the missed field goal at the end of the game in October in Nacogdoches, and then there was an illegal horse collar tackle on the return. It left 1 untimed down for SFA. They then make the kick on their field goal, and they beat ACU 41-38. It was a wild ending.
Well, that's one of the craziest finishes I've ever seen. It looks like ACU's kicking a field goal in the last play of the game to win. Turns into SFA kicking a field goal in the last play of the game to win. Just a crazy, crazy finish. And you know, maybe the points aren't on the board thus far today. Maybe not as many offensive fireworks, but here we are almost 25 minutes deep in this thing and still even on the scoreboard.
Colby Carthel telling us somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. It was just a remarkable game to be a part of. Handoff on the edge. Nice little chunk for Lemons. They've really been getting him going, involved, this freshman out of Amarillo.
Yeah,
gain of 9.
Excuse me, Zach, to finish that thought, Coach Carthel told us, he said as soon as that game was over, I went and found KP, what many people call him, Coach Patterson, and just said, oh my gosh, it's going to be something special come November and go 4 weeks later. I mean, that was the first comment out of his mouth, not good game, so close, or hey, good to see you. It was, oh man, we get to do this again 4 weeks later.
Always great when these two get together. Self to throw it on 2nd and 1. Nice throw to the outside. Gibson puts his foot down, turns upfield, and takes it inside the 40-yard line. That's 19 yards to the All-American.
And I tell you, I don't think we'll see it on the replay, just cutting out of that break of his route. That is just such good execution of plant the foot, make the cut, get out there, and then they even stay in bounds. He didn't get too many extra yards, but he didn't just run out of bounds. He spun through, stayed in bounds, and picked up a few more.
Look at that career for Gibson. Coach Carthel thinks, hey, he might have a shot to play at a next level of football, keep that football career going when it's all said and done. A senior out of Dallas. Handoff, Reed, who scored the touchdown earlier for the Lumberjacks, picks up a handful of 5. Tackle made by Reese Young, the young freshman linebacker out of Stephenville.
How many reps do you think Self and Gibson have together, practice and game? I can't imagine.
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
You can see the rapport, the communication between the two, the tendencies of pass and catch and route running and everything. It's so fluid, and boy, you can tell it's been repped numerous times over the last few years.
2nd down, quick throw. Keyshawn Williams, the backup tight end, takes it inside the 30. Should be enough for a first. It is at the 27. First down, SFA. When Trey Self can get into a rhythm, he's going to pick you apart.
They're starting to get in a real nice rhythm too. Run and pass, effective in both. You know, pick up 5 on the ground on first down. It opens up your playbook, 2nd and manageable. Not playing behind the sticks, which we've seen so much here in the first half.
Gibson in motion, and it's back to Reed on the ground for 1. Bradley and Young in on the stop. Ticking towards 3 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
Almost balanced in play calling. 12 runs, 15 passes thus far for SFA. The yardage favors the passing game, 118 to 42, but want to stay nice and balanced and be effective in both, and the Lumberjacks have had a nice first half doing that.
2nd and 9. Gonna hand it to Reed again. Gets a couple to the 25. Coming up, the ESPN Halftime Report. Stats and analysis, a conversation with ACU VP for Athletics, Zach Lassiter, and the first half highlights as well. It's all coming up on the ESPN Halftime Report.
Zach, this is a big play here. 3rd down and 8. They're in field goal range, but 2:19, 2:18 on the clock. If they can get a first down, they can really milk the first half clock, not allow ACU another offensive possession here in this 2nd quarter of play. But obviously in field goal range, Self can't take a sack here. You want to stay in field goal range. Let's see if he gets the ball out of his hands in a hurry.
On 3rd down, Self, Gibson. It's only going to get about 5 of it. 4th down coming up, and this looks like a field goal try for SFA. Short route there for Gibson that time.
Well, again, a little bit better field goal range. You get the ball on the left hash. Campos is just an automatic stud from 40 yards in. He's 12 for 12 on the year, and he'll get another chance here from 37.
Campos, a sophomore, out of right there in Nacogdoches, playing for his hometown Lumberjacks. Chance to put SFA in front. Oh, it's a fake. And they are not going to get it, not even close. It came up 3 yards short. Wow.
Wax quick, the holder. The typical punter just takes the snap, goes right up the middle. That's a lengthy fourth down play to try that. We've talked about SFA likes to go for it on fourth down, but to me, Zach, obviously hindsight 20/20 on things like this. If it works, it's a great call. If it doesn't work, it's a terrible call. But I think 4th and 3 game and where you are situationally, I put my best personnel on the field if I want to go for it. And that's 4th and 3. If we're talking 4th and inches, maybe a little bit different, but hey, the Wildcats come up with the stop. We're still tied on the scoreboard.
One of them in there was Pop Anoki and Dorian Plumley on that stop. So ACU takes over, flag down, before the drive gets started. Wow, what a turn of events. Allen Hatton, the left guard. False start.
Yeah, and to go back again, hindsight 20/20 on plays like this, but you've got a kicker who's 12 for 12 inside 40 yards on the year in Campos. I'm thinking we've played a quality first half. Our defense has 3 consecutive 3-and-out series. Let's get ahead on the scoreboard and let our defense continue to make plays. Again, with hindsight being 20/20, if it works, it's great. Doesn't work that time for the Lumberjacks.
First down, it's Rovon Banks, and he is erased. Edward Bobineau is spectacular on the D-line. The redshirt freshman out of Huntsville, Texas. 4th leading tackler this season for SFA.
I'm really impressed with this defensive front for the Lumberjacks. They have owned the line of scrimmage. And Bobineau is a hefty guy at 6'3", 320 with good footwork and speed. Just comes down the line and makes that tackle.
Team leader in TFLs this year.
And now I think if you're ACU, as you can see, a little bit of delay here in running another snap. I think this becomes a strategic move here to try to get this thing to half, tied at 7.
All 3 timeouts for the Wildcats, 2 for the Lumberjacks. ACU hands it. There is nothing there again. That's Ahmad Murray knocking Banks down. Murray in his 46th career game, over 150 tackles in his time at SFA.
Thought the Lumberjacks might burn a timeout here, but they seem pretty content to take a 7-7 game to the half, as well as, again, the Wildcats still with 20 on the play clock, 34 on the game clock. Don't have to snap the football till about the 15-second mark.
Low-scoring first half.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect coming in.
This is not what I expected, a defensive battle. But a cool, crisp day. Sometimes the ball's a little hard to move around the yard, and that's shown. The defenses have played great here in the first half.
Another handoff. Banks just nothing doing. He had to slip out of the first tackle in the arms of Jeremiah Davis. He's knocked down at the 19. Timeout SFA. Down to try to get Gibson maybe a chance at a punt return here, I guess. Put a second back on. So a chance at potentially one more play. They're at the 20. So Logan Burke will have to get a good kick. A lot of fans in the stands here watching one of these teams win a title today.
Well, it's a great turnout today. Props to all those involved today who got the messaging out. WAC championship on the line here in Abilene, and the crowd has responded today. It's cool today in Abilene, I tell you. Nothing like Bozeman, Montana today, Montana State, but a little chilly here in Texas.
Well, yeah, cold that we're not used to down here. High 30s most of the way. Be a punt. Well, it'll be a timeout first.
I think the Lumberjacks might come for a block here. Why not bring pressure? 10 seconds left in the first half. Yeah, sell out and try to get a block. Get yourself back in field goal range. Or again, if you can get Gibson a return to try to get you back into field goal range, a chance with just a few seconds left here in the first half. But don't be surprised if SFA brings the house. Of course, we saw the running into the punter earlier on a punt by ACU.
They're at the 19-yard line. So Abilene Christian maybe saw something before the punt. to maybe change what they want to do. And so this will be a punt from Logan Burke. Gibson's all the way back at his own 30.
And if I'm Burke, I'm punting this 3 rows deep into the stands. Don't allow Gibson a chance to make a return.
A flag down. Oh, this is not a good kick. It's going to head to the sideline. Well, it takes a decent hop, and it's out of bounds at the 43. It's only about a 40-yard punt, but flag down first. That punt took 7 seconds. They'll add the 5 to the end, so they'll put the ball near midfield. Okay, so instead of adding it on, they're going to make them punt it again.
Yeah, again, I think they'll break the house, go for the block. If not, get the ball into the hands of Gibson and allow your most dynamic, best player on your offensive side, your most skilled guy, trying to get the ball in his hands one final time here in the first half.
I'm not sure why the clock got back to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Usually that doesn't happen on a penalty.
Yeah, that is unique. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good call there, Zach.
I was going to say, that's usually not something that happens. You can't go backwards in time. So 3 seconds.
Martin McFly did.
That's true. That's true. And so 3 seconds. We don't want this half to end, I'll tell you. The timeout ACU. Kind of important though. You can't mess this up. You know, if you're Abilene Christian, to let something happen like a block or a return touchdown or whatever, and then SFA kind of just they'll take whatever they can get here. If they can get a positive play here, gives you a chance with 3 seconds. I thought it was genius by Colby Carter.
Yeah, here you'll take anything, high snap, dropped by the punter, something crazy could obviously happen. We saw that with Josh Allen in the NFL last week. Buffalo Bills on the 1-yard line couldn't execute a quarterback sneak, cost them a touchdown and ultimately a game. So force the Wildcats at least to run a play here special teams wise, and if they execute it on the offensive side and get the punt off, you still get Gibson a chance to get the ball in his hands and make a play.
2 return touchdowns this year for Xavier Gibson. Mansell now is back there to punt it. It was Logan Burke earlier. This is Peyton Mansell. And actually, he's going to throw it, and he's going to eat. Well, he should have eaten most of the time. I don't know how much time ran off. Okay, ACU decides not to punt it. They fake it and throw it. And that is the end of a low-scoring first half. 7-7. The winner is the WAC champ. Halftime coming up after these messages. It is halftime in Abilene, Texas on this final day of the regular season. Low-scoring first half between ACU and SFA, 7-7. At the break, as we say welcome upstairs, everybody, Zach Carlisle, and we are pleased to be joined by the Vice President for Athletics here at Abilene Christian, Zach Lassiter. Zach, thanks so much for joining us here at halftime.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, well, great football game between 2 teams that know each other pretty well. So it's going to be fun to watch what happens here down the second half.
How's it down there on the field? I see you were down there. It's probably a little chilly more than we're used to down here. Maybe you're used to that coming from the Pacific Northwest.
That's true. I think you've got a few degrees in us here in the booth compared to here on the field. But you know what? I don't think the weather's going to have an impact on the game. And so proud to see our students and fans, wearing a couple extra layers. But for those that came out, really appreciate it. And yeah, it's going to be a fun second half.
Keith Patterson here, year number 1 as the head coach of ACU, 7-3 already, a chance for win number 8. What can you say about the way things have gone here at his first year with the Wildcats?
Yeah, success by any measure, really. I mean, given in his first year of the program, I think there's maybe one or two programs, first-year head coaches that have had as many wins as we've had this year. It's already a huge success. But I think we still have a lot to play for, right? This game is certainly a chance for us to win a conference championship. That's one of our goals. But we also want to, make a case of where, if things don't play out just because of the power rankings between the ASUN and the WAC, that we've got a chance to say that we're one of the 24 best teams in the country that deserve an opportunity to play for the national championship if we weren't successful enough to win the conference championship here today because of power rankings that really are beyond anyone's control. But yeah, such a great success story. Happy for these kids that really bought in from day one. And Keith and his staff have done a tremendous job really changing the culture of ACU and creating a product that I think everyone can see is probably the best football product we've ever had here at ACU in our Division I era.
What would that mean to Abilene Christian if they could get into the playoffs and win a WAC championship?
Yeah, it means a great deal. I think it's something that we talk about here is we want every one of our student athletes to grow in their faith, to reach their potential in the classroom, and we want them to compete for a championship. And here that's becoming an expectation, and so many teams are doing that. And the more teams that do it, the more it becomes something that we're used to. So really, really happy for them. I think it would be a great opportunity for our football program to continue to progress. And it would be a validation of all the hard work and effort that they made that, hey, if you win your conference, you deserve to keep playing. You deserve to be playing for a national championship at this level.
Thanks for being up here. Enjoy the second half.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate
Zach Lassiter, the Vice President for Athletics here at Abilene Christian University. All right, it's halftime. Let's talk about ACU's starting quarterback. ACU TV had a chance to catch up with QB1 Maverick McIver as we're here at the half. McIver on the fake. What a move. Touchdown. Number 1 does it himself.
On September 1st, you got your first start since high school. What did it feel to be back on the field?
I think the first word that comes to my mind is just free. Like getting back on, like playing the game that I've loved since I was like a kid, since I can remember, since I picked up my first football. Like it just felt so good to get back out there and just go like to work and get back to it like with the team that you love and care about. So that was like my first feeling.
Dropped it right into his hand.
This year, ACU has a new head coach Keith Patterson, who came from Texas Tech. What has it been like having Keith Patterson be your head coach?
Yeah, so probably the most passionate dude I've ever met in my whole life. Like he is the dude that everybody wants to follow and the dude that like we want him to lead us. He's a guy that like he would run through a brick wall for any of us, and he's a guy that we all trust and we all care for. You talk to him every day, and he's a guy we want to follow, and I couldn't ask for a better head coach.
What does it mean to you to be a part of a team that has kind of shifted things around for this football program to get it back to winning?
Man, it's everything. I think we all came here for the exact same reasons, to win games. I mean, KP brought every single one of us in here to win games, and that's what we want to do, and we're here to win games, and fire's kind of starting to catch on and starting to burn a little bit, and so I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and then the years coming up.
This year, you guys have played a lot of big games on the road, games against Sam Houston, Mizzou, and North Dakota. How did those games help prepare you guys for conference play?
I personally think our team travels well. We're pretty mature as we travel. We play on the road. KP always says it, like eliminate distractions, focus on what you need to focus on, and we'll get our job done. So I think we really all just kind of lock in on that and stick together. KP always says, stick together and you'll play well. And so I think that's kind of what our backbone to our team.
What would it mean to you to bring home a conference championship and to be able to make history for ACU by going to the FCS playoffs for the first time?
I mean, everything. I mean, it's everything you've ever dreamed of since a kid. You play the sport to win a championship. You play it for your teammates, and I think coming together as one and just kind of showing that we've put in so much work for this opportunity in this moment, and we've won so many games like in the crunch time or where we've set ourselves up for this particular moment. And I'm really excited, and it would mean everything for us to just win this last game.
Halftime here in Abilene, Texas, 7-7. SFA and ACU. The winner of this game is the WAC regular season champ. Low scoring game at the break. Welcome upstairs, everybody. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny. And I tell you what, we had a low-scoring first half. I wasn't expecting that coming in, but 7-7. That's it in half number one.
79 points at Nacogdoches 4 weeks ago down to the wire. 7-7 here at the half. Not exactly what we expected, but one thing we did expect was a game that would go down to the wire. 30 minutes down, 30 minutes to go. We're still even on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we are. And as we look at the first half stats that are brought to you by First Bank Texas, building strong homes, businesses, and friendships since 1880. The numbers speak to it. Very even and just not a lot of offense in the first half.
Yeah, SFA more consistent, though, as they moved the ball down the field. They went for a fake field goal there late in the first half. Did not execute it. I think they left points on the field because of that. ACU has really struggled. 4 consecutive drives to end the first half. 3 plays and out. Mavericks started well, 8 of 9 in the first half, but finished 10 of 15. For 128 yards, and you can see it on the board. 0 rushing yards for the Wildcats here at the half.
Yeah, just 13 total first downs in the first half. It's low scoring, but it's close, and that's the theme when SFA and ACU get together. For more on that, let's send it down to the field and Coy Oslin.
Zach, Andy, I feel like we're talking about a soap opera every time we talk about this game. These two teams have played since 1973 off and on. The last 4 out of 5 games have been one-score games. As you've probably talked about the last game, 41-38, Chris Campos sent SFA home with a win last time. This one's just as close, tied up at half. Can't wait to see what the second half brings. Guys?
Coy, thank you, and we'll see if some offense can happen here in half number 2. SFA, remember, won the toss and deferred, so they'll get it here in the second half. And neither quarterback's played poorly. There just hasn't been a lot of explosiveness, and we'll see if the teams can run it a little bit more, too, here in this second half.
I think some keys here that we saw for both teams, they got behind the sticks. When I say that, penalties or lost yardage early in a series would put them in long, second and long, third and long possessions. I think that's huge to watch. And then special teams will be huge. Both teams left points on the field as ACU missed a field goal. SFA unsuccessful on a fake field goal attempt.
Kickoff bounces around at the 5, and Xavier Gibson, who's always dangerous when he can get it in his hands, is able to grab it, but he can't make it back to the 20. Trey Self, obviously this team is always explosive, but they only scored 7 points last week, and they've got 7 at halftime. I still think this offense can get big plays going when they can get into a rhythm.
Well, they've had 3 drives of 8 plays or more. Just didn't put points on the board on 2 of those 3 drives. The first drive of the day, 8 plays, 37 yards, but they turned it over on downs. They get in the end zone on a 9-play, 68-yard drive. They had another 8-play drive. This is the one they're late in the first half where they attempt the fake field goal and don't get it. But been able to put some drives together, 3 drives of 8+ plays, just only 7 points to show for it.
Speaking of 7, number 7, Miles Reed gets the carry. It is his 9th of the game, just over 20 yards rushing for the contest. Pickup of, well, 1, maybe none on that one. Second down coming up.
Self again went over 10,000 yards passing in his career, 11 of 16 in the first half, 11 completions, 6 different receivers all ready with a catch. They're working the field well, are the Lumberjacks.
Up the middle again, nothing. ACU stuffs Reed. Pop was in there. Chike Nwankwo, Jack Schultz. Big number 95, the senior out of California. 3rd and 8 on the way. These two teams have combined 3 for 13 on 3rd down in the first half.
And again, another long one here. 3rd down and 8, personnel package change for ACU, anticipating a throw. They've gone a little smaller and quicker there in the secondary.
Self got hit, bounces around, gonna go deep, and that'll, I imagine, draw a flag. Yeah, that is a penalty. Mo Wedman got tackled. So that one goes way deep. Pass interference on Abilene Christian. That's a pretty clean tackle.
Hard to negate that 15.
You saw Anthony Egbo Jr. trying to wave for the uncatchable pass signal or whatever, but I mean, you just can't tackle a guy down the field.
If I'm tackled before I have a chance to catch, it's probably uncatchable.
That makes a lot of sense.
Pretty obvious.
At the 37, Reed up the middle. Boy, I mean, give SFA credit. They are sticking to the run game. It's worked. There's been flashes of it. It just hasn't been very consistent. Nice pickup there, 8 yards on first down.
The yardage doesn't show for it, but again, the balance of run-pass option, SFA right at balance. 17 rushes, 16 passes. They've been balanced all day long.
Looks like an injured Wildcat down on the field. And hey, a reminder that tomorrow on ESPNU, find out who's in and who's out. It's the 2022 FCS Championship Selection Show. Live on Sunday, November 20th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Central on ESPNU and the ESPN app. Abilene Christian trying to win the WAC, and if they get to 8-3, they would at least have a shot at the FCS playoffs.
I heard a lot of conversation yesterday watching some FCA Insider info here on ESPN Plus, and they were talking to members of the selection committee, and of course the top 8 seeds are going to be your 8 best teams in FCS, but there's so many different scenarios that play for the remaining 24 that get in, not just where you rank power-wise, strength of schedule, but geography comes into play and some other things too.
Gibson down the sideline. Get him involved in a screen game. He is spectacular after the catch. 17 yards down the sideline.
Again, just flare it out, get the ball in your playmaker's hands. Get it out in a hurry. You see, quick pass, catch it, blockers out front. It's just a numbers game. It kind of works, again, like a sweep play in the old run. You just get the ball out in a hurry with the pass, but it's a numbers game on the edge. SFA wins the numbers game that time.
Hand off to Reed again. This is a nice drive for these Lumberjacks to take it inside the 35. Pick up a 4. Second down coming up. And play 6 of the opening drive of the third quarter coming up for SFA. ACU went down, missed a field goal in the first half. SFA went for it on a 4th down, didn't get it. Then tried a fake field goal on a 4th down and didn't get it. So there's been some points left out there. But SFA trying to cash in and take the lead for the first time. Self off the fake, open, sideline, Keyshawn Williams. Oh, wait a second. Did he just fumble that out the back of the end zone? If that's a fumble, it's a touchback, and that's the call. Catch and fumble out the back of the end zone, and it's a turnover, and ACU will take over at the 20.
And it's Torrey Hargrove, one-on-one with a tight end who flares out, and when you go from goat to hero that fast, Hargrove beat on the play. The catch made, but Hargrove punches it out. It's kicked out of the back of the end zone. It is a touchback when you have a fumble that goes forward into the end zone. It benefits the defense. It's a touchback, and the Wildcats will get the football.
Number 30 in purple punches it out, and it goes all the way out the back of the end zone. So it's a turnover, and Abilene Christian will take it over at the 20-yard line. Wow, what a play by the senior Hargrove. First down at the 20 for Abilene Christian. Quick screen, Kobe Clark. There he goes! Kobe Clark! All the way inside the 25. Catch and run of 58 yards.
Well, we set it for SFA. Get it in the hands of Gibson, your best player. How about ACU? Get it in the hands of Kobe Clark. Been doing it his whole career. And just get him out in space. The run game has been limited today. 0 yards rushing in the first half. Kobe had a great first quarter. Get the ball in his hands on the very first play, and what's he do? He gives you 58 and a first down.
First down, ACU in a blink. McIver gonna throw it back. Tight end screen. It's Cooper. Colt Cooper inside the 15. Picks up 9 on first down.
Misdirection. Good throwback. Reese Moore's out there. Josiah Fogel both out there. Lead blockers for Cooper to help him get up the field. Again, it's a numbers game, but this time just misdirection. You roll out to the right, throw it back to your tight end to the left. Lead blockers help you get up the field. It's a pass and catch of 9.
2nd and 1 now for ACU in the red zone. McIver fires one, go lightly, has to break a tackle, he's got the first down. That's a good play out there to make the tackle by Bruce Harmon to save the touchdown.
Love the play selection here to start the second half. Get McIver in a position just to make some plays. Get it out quick, get a little misdirection, quick curl here. You know, you're not having to survey the field. You've got designed routes coming out of the breaks, and Maverick's been on the money here, 3 for 3 to start the second half.
1st and goal at the 4. Clark goes in motion. McIver running, throwing, and Clark dropped a touchdown. Right through his hands, what would have been a go-ahead score.
Boy, and he's mad at himself on that one. I know he is. Maverick did a good job of keeping that play alive as he rolled out to the right. Gets himself out of the pocket. Boy, Kobe's right there on the goal line. Just didn't see it all the way in.
2nd and goal at the 4.
And Kobe's been in the end zone, I believe, each of the last 5 games. With a chance to make it 6 in a row. Run game's been tough inside the 5 today for the Wildcats.
Kendall Catalon in motion. McIver throws it to Catalon for the touchdown.
I love it, Zach. Even inside the 5-yard line, the Wildcats continue to throw the football. That time, if you watch Catalon, he went in motion, he changed directions in motion, and then he just gets out in the flat in a hurry. Maverick saw him. Nice pitch and catch, 4-yard touchdown. Wildcats play with the lead.
ACU back in front. The big play to Kobe Clark set it up. And Blair Zepeda for the extra point. Zepeda bangs it through. 5 plays, 80 yards, 2-minute drive. Catalan with a TD, and ACU back in front.
For years, I trained to be the best linebacker on the field. That drive made me a top performer at the NFL Combine, and I played 5 seasons in the NFL. Now I'm working toward another dream, building my own business, training athletes to help improve their performance. I want to be the best businessman I can, so I'm getting my MBA at ACU.
Get your degree online at acu.edu.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at ticketsmarter.com.
The best tailgates start with the best beef. And the best beef starts with United Supermarkets. United Supermarkets, where we do beef the best.
Back at Wildcat Stadium in Abilene, ACU up 14-7, a 5-play drive, all passes, including the touchdown.
And again, you see Catalan behind his offensive lineman come in motion, go back the other way, and then get out into the right flat in a hurry. Just a 4-yard kind of an out pattern, and hey, a little flare there at the end. And how about that to start the second half? The rushing game just not there for the Wildcats thus far today. So, hey, let's come out of the chutes and let's throw the ball around the yard. 5 plays all through the air, 80 yards in a flash. Kobe Clark, the big play, Catalan the touchdown.
And it all started with the Abilene Christian defense. I thought SFA was about to go in front and take their first lead. Then Torrey Hargrove punches it away from the tight end Williams. It goes out the back of the end zone, and 5 plays later, ACU goes in front. What a big turning point in this game.
Feast or famine today for the Wildcats after a strong start and a touchdown early in the first. 4 consecutive 3-play and out series, followed by a bang, bang, bang 5-play 80-yard touchdown drive.
And Zapata will kick it away. Out the back of the end zone it goes. SFA 232 yards of offense, so they are outgaining ACU. But in key spots, they have had 3 probably huge missed opportunities, including the turnover the last possession. They've had chances with the missed, well, they went for it on a 4th down, then they faked the field goal and didn't get it. And then they had the turnover. They've had opportunities to go get some points.
Well, they've been on the plus side of the field the majority of the day, but most of their drives, just 7 points to show for it. Let's see how they respond here. You know, just a quality first drive that ends in a turnover. You watch ACU go down the field. How will the Lumberjacks respond here? They've been good running the ball on first down with 3.
Going to hand it off up the middle and start with Jarrell Wembley this time. The backup running back takes it for 5 to the 30.
First down carries here in the second half have been really strong for SFA. They've set themselves up in second down and manageable. 6, 5, 4 yards in there after quality runs on first down.
63 yards rushing today for the Lumberjacks. Add a few more to that. Straight up the middle, 3rd down coming up after a gain of 3 with Wembley again. Trying to keep it more 3rd and manageable this time. 3rd and looks like 2 coming up for SFA.
Seen a lot of quick game passes out in the flat. This is where Gibson's had the majority of his success today.
Gibson 5 grabs for 68 yards. He's in motion here. Always got to know where number 2 is. Self looking to that right side, and it is caught for the first down out to the 43. They're able to convert it.
But I'm not sure Simmons ever saw that football. I think that ball just stuck right in his gut, in between his arm and his rib cage. Self just fired that in. He came out of the break. He ran that curl. And I'm telling you, Simmons, I don't know if Simmons ever saw that football. That thing just stuck between the 2 and the 3.
First catch of the day for Daryl Simmons. Wembley's erased in the backfield by Tyron Bradley, who's having himself a remarkable breakout sophomore season. Heath Patterson looking on, loving that from his defense. As we get a little bit closer to the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. Remember, the winner of this game wins the regular season WAC championship. SFA 2-1 in the conference and ACU 3-0. The Wildcats are also undefeated at home this year at 4-0. 2nd and 12. Self to throw it. Wembley in the flat. Nice check down. And now Wembley, yards after the catch, takes it for the first down into ACU territory.
Credit to the offensive line and Self to keep that play alive. Wildcats brought pressure that time. They brought their down linemen as well as linebackers coming in. Self avoids some contact, steps up in the pocket, checks it down, as you said, and space to run there, and an easy pitch and catch, and enough for a first down. Back in plus territory again are the Lumberjacks.
Self off the fake. Crossing pattern, it's Gibson down the sideline. Can he get to the pylon? No, he's out of bounds at the 2. 42 yards, 1st and goal, Lumberjacks.
Easy crossing route, play action. Hold the safeties, hold the linebackers, throw it between the 2nd and 3rd levels. Gibson with great speed on the crossing route, unable to get to the pylon, but it's a big pass and catch, and the Lumberjacks are responding well. 1st and goal coming up.
It's an injured Lumberjack on the field. The left tackle, Daniel Keys, is down for SFA out near midfield. It's an injury timeout. Timeout on the field. SFA driving down 7. Seven-point game, ACU in front. And Andy, you wanted to see the response from SFA on this drive? So far, so good. First and goal coming up.
Punching it right down the field. The run game's been good. Gibson, the big-time pass. Chance to punch it in here.
First and goal. Hand it, Wembley. No. Will Morgan got there. He's been great all season. Almost 12 tackles for loss on the year, the D tackle.
Boy, Wembley fell awkwardly as that tackle took place. Morgan pulled him down, but man, his right leg just was real awkward. Yeah, that'll get Moore back in, or check that Miles Reed back in the backfield.
Second and goal now at the 3. Off the fake, the slant, it's Gibson for the touchdown. Just go to old reliable. Self to Gibson. They've been doing that for years at SFA. Extra point away from tying it up.
Boy, down on the goal line, all you have to do in a slant pattern, get inside your defender. And Gibson does that. He has inside help, a receiver that clears out that lane for him. But again, Gibson just able to get the inside step, and again, that's just hip movement, plant the foot, get inside. Nice, easy pitch and catch for the touchdown.
That extra point's blocked. So SFA couldn't tie it. 8-play, 75-yard drive that ends with the touchdown to Gibson. His 37th career touchdown, but the extra point blocked. 1 point lead for Abilene Christian at home.
Our early leaders sought a new campus on which to build a better future. Surely they could not have imagined how much their vision would grow. Today, Abilene Christian is recognized in national benchmarks for student success outcomes, research productivity, and athletic accomplishments. As we embark on next steps, we are uniquely poised to become one of the nation's premier Christian universities. We invite you to join us. We will climb higher together.
In the WAC, we value sportsmanship.
On the field and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect
for our opponents and the officials,
the fans, and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about taking ownership after a loss
and being humble after a win.
We want you to team up with us
by staying positive on the sideline.
Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
As a proud Texan, I want my family to have the best future possible, and that mission is also a part of the business I founded. At OSO, we strive to make a positive, impactful difference in the lives of our employees as well as our customers. Specifically, we want to love our neighbor as ourselves, and those values were shaped when I got my MBA from ACU.
Accelerate your career online at acu.edu.
For years, I trained to be the best linebacker on the field. That drive made me a top performer at the NFL Combine, and I played 5 seasons in the NFL. Now I'm working toward another dream, building my own business, training athletes to help improve their performance. I want to be the best businessman I can, so I'm getting my MBA at ACU.
Get your degree online at acu.edu.
14-13. Blocked extra point by the touchdown for SFA. Good response from the Lumberjacks. 1 point game, late third quarter. Here we go. This is fun.
No doubt. Special teams will play a factor. David Oakey, the block, but good response for the Lumberjacks. 3 plays on the drive of double-digit yards. Of course, the big one was the Xavier Gibson 42-yard pass to get them down inside the 5-yard line, and then Gibson into the end zone. And again, on a slant play, all you really need to do as a receiver is get inside your defender, inside leverage. Gibson able to plant that right foot, get inside the defender. Easy pass and catch. 14-13, though. We'll see if the extra point proves large down the stretch.
Yeah, that could be. We talked about it just amongst us during the break. just the first miss of the year, technically for Chris Campos of an extra point, and then just the second miss of his career. So that could loom large, 14-13. Abilene Christian takes over at the 27 after that short kickoff. Faking a screen, McIver wants down the sideline, Tristan Golightly. Out at the 45 and a pickup of 18.
And it's the small things here for McIver. Watch him just sidestep. He's got pressure off the edge. Oh, one little step. Let's just get out on the edge, get around the defensive end, and it allows just that much more time to keep the play alive. Golightly stays with him in the formation. 20-yard pass and catch. Every play in the second half for ACU has been through the air. 6 plays thus far, all pass.
3 grabs for 39 for Golightly this afternoon. Scored a couple touchdowns last week in the win at Sam Houston. First down from the 45. McIver taking a shot this direction, and the flag's coming. He was looking for Golightly, and they're going to get Jeremiah Walker, the safety, for interference.
Well, I just love the recognition here. Again, a lot of passes here in the second half. Single coverage on the top side. Golightly and Walker. Walker just grabs the left hand of Golightly. Grabs the right hand, only allows the left hand to try and go make a catch, but Walker does not get away with it. He's caught 5-on-5 out there, and the 5 in white, Walker gets caught for the pass interference.
I've always thought that's a good, smart play defensively in college football. Sure. It's never a spot foul. It will always be a 15-yard penalty. And so as long as that's the rule, I would commit it as opposed to giving up a big play.
If you know you're burned and going to get beat deep, go ahead and take the 15-yard penalty, no doubt about it.
First down in plus territory at the 40 for Abilene Christian. McIver again to throw, dumps it off to Clark. Boy, he's been dangerous in space, hasn't he? He's able to get it for 8 yards. Second and short coming up.
You know, we talk about no run plays in the second half, but this, in essence, could be a run play. It's an easy check down. You get it into the hands of Clark, or you give the run option as McIver gets out of the pocket, rolls to the right. You give run options. It goes as a pass. And more importantly, it goes as a pass of 8, second down, and very short, very manageable. The playbook wide open here on second down and 2.
You see Kobe Clark, the all-time leader in receptions at ACU. He broke the record, who's currently held by his running backs coach, Terrell Badon. It's a fake, trickery here. Cole Cooper's wide open for the touchdown. The second TD on some trickery today for Abilene Christian, and Colt Cooper has his first career touchdown.
Well, just a thing of beauty. When you start getting confident in the pass game, you go deep into the playbook. And again, on second and 2, take a chance. If it doesn't work, you got third down and 2. But when it does work, oh yeah, the lights go crazy here at the stadium. Smiles all around, high fives all around. Back-to-back possessions of touchdowns for ACU.
A 32-yard score, capping a 3-play, 73-yard drive. This touchdown's a thing of beauty.
Again, maybe the Lumberjacks are thinking, hey, it's second and 2. They're going to finally run the football. Nope, reverse. Nope, reverse again. Oh, let's give it back to our quarterback. Oh, my goodness, we forgot about Cooper 30 yards down the field. Colt, a nice catch. Is he able to get into the purple turf? Boy, just great execution. And again, when the pass game starts working, you dictate coverages and you dictate, hey, we've got mismatch here, matchups here. Hey, let's try some misdirection here. All things working here in the third quarter.
All of a sudden, we got offense. This game was 7-7 at the end of the first half. But 20 points here in the third quarter combined. Back-to-back TD drives for the Wildcats. Blair Zepeda will send it away. 14 points in this third quarter for ACU. We expected to go down to the wire today. ACU by 8. Fair catch. Oh, wait a second. That's in the end zone. That'll be a touchback. was bounced off of, then into the end zone. And SFA took a knee on it. The Wildcats are very frustrated. This kickoff was weird.
It's a high kick. Let's see. Well, I guess momentum carried it into the end zone,
Yeah.
so that's what they'll give as the
Never had
as the
possession.
touchback.
So touchback out to the 25.
Zach Maverick in the second half, 7 of 8 through the air, 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wow. Already surpassed what he did in the first half, 128 yards, 266 total.
What a 2/3 of a quarter. And off up the middle to Miles Reed for SFA.
And here now to flip the script back to the Lumberjack offense. No need to panic. Now the offenses are going. Everybody got lubricated here at halftime, and everybody's ready to go. And hey, stay with your game. And it's been run consistently on first down, open up the pass game on second and third, and again another 5-yard gain to start the drive.
Second down. And a quick screen to Gibson. Get number 2, the ball in space, and here he goes. Xavier Gibson. Did he stay in bounds? He is out of bounds at the 10. He is unbelievable. 59 yards to the All-American.
Again, just get it out in space. It's a numbers game. Get it in Gibson's hands, 2 lead blockers. And once the first line of defense is broken, the rest of the defense is chasing. It's just a push out of bounds at the 7-yard line by Moffitt that keeps him out of the end zone. But just like that, first down and goal.
8 grabs, 160 yards today, and a touchdown, and now Reed takes it for a yard.
I thought he might have got in, Gibson.
It was
he
close.
Stayed down the sideline. He stepped on the front pylon, which, of course, if you make contact with the pylon, it would have been a touchdown. But stepped out prior to down back at the 10-yard line.
So second and goal coming up at the 8 now. It's past the point of being able to review it, but this is he's just a game changer. He is unbelievable.
And 2 great blocks on the outside to help him get going.
Oh my, did he step out there? I mean, hard to tell there at the end. Second and goal. Self looking, it's denied. Looking for Mo Wedman, Patrick Jolly knocks it away, third and goal.
But Jolly right on that. Thought he might have got there a half a step early, but the officials don't think so. Man, he just gets the left paw over the shoulder pad, knocks that thing away. That's a great defensive play back in the secondary. 4-down territory, I don't know here for SFA, third and goal at the 8. Obviously a third down play coming up here first. Keep your eyes on number 2. Number 2's been a game changer to do today for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, is he any good? Third and goal at the 8, Gibson in motion. They actually hand it off. That's an interesting decision. Miles Reed, nothing there. Will Morgan and Reese Young. And this kind of turns into a no decision. This will be a field goal for SFA.
The misdirection here, you use Gibson as a decoy. You run a counter coming back the opposite way with Reed, but nobody fooled Reese Young out of that linebacking core. Able to make the tackle. Now on 4th down and goal from the 10. You got to settle for points here late in the third quarter.
Surprised by that play call?
Not necessarily. Just trying to, obviously all eyes, as we say, we think are on number 2. And they tried to use Gibson as a decoy and it didn't work.
Blocked! Oh my goodness! This place is losing its mind. Anthony Egbo Jr. in there to get a hand on it.
We saw the first missed extra point a moment ago. Now we see the first blocked field goal, and it's Egbo. Anthony Egbo's all over it. Campos was a perfect 12 for 12 from inside 40 yards on field goal this year. Now 12 for 13. Anthony Egbo, big time play special teams.
That is just crazy. Would have been a 38-yard try. First attempt of the year inside of 30 yards for SFA for a field goal. And it gets blocked. Wow. Abilene Christian takes over at the 8. They'll start with a run. Haven't seen much of this. Rovon Banks Jr., easily the best run of the day for Abilene Christian.
Let's
go back to the block.
Again, it's just Egbo off the edge. I thought the snap was good and the hold was good. That's just Egbo. That's just exceptional effort coming off the edge.
Timing.
Great play. Special teams starting to show up. That's 4 points that have been eliminated courtesy of the block, 1 block PAT and 1 block field goal.
And they stopped SFA on a fake field goal
is correct.
try as well. There has been some big time plays in what's called the third area of the game. McIver dumps it off. Oh, all kinds of space for Kobe Clark. Trying to make guys miss. He's wrangled up by Jeremiah Davis. But it's a first down at the 27, 10 yards to ACU's top pass catcher of all time.
Saw the same play on the last drive. Again, Clark coming across. Just get him in space. Just an extension of your run game. Check him down in the flat. McIver's got the ability to run or throw it down in the flat, and he does. And Clark another big catch.
A minute 8 to go in the third. 21-13. It's an injured Lumberjack down on the field. And down there is number 91, Carl Williams, the defensive tackle, the senior out of Lufkin. They try to get him. Both teams trying to win a title for the first time in a long time. For more on that, down to Coy.
Yeah, guys, as the time winds down here, we get to the fourth quarter. ACU up 21-13. We think about the last time these two won a conference title, 2010. SFA won one in the Southland. You look back, 2010, ACU won one in the Lone Star. We look now, and there's a chance for both of them to walk away with it. Wildcats up 21-13, though, guys.
Coy, thank you. Yeah, where were you 12 years ago when both of these teams were conference champions? Abilene Christian then joined SFA in the Southland Conference in 2013 when they moved up to Division I and FCS. Then both teams moved over to the WAC last year and now battling for a conference championship here today. After the injury, first down ACU. Rovon Banks, here he goes. Run game getting going for Abilene Christian. Into SFA territory. Out of bounds at the 47, 27 yards.
Watch this sidestep of triumphant Tunji right here. Whoop, right in the hole. Tunji just missed the tackle. You allow Banks to get out on the edge, he'll turn it into a big play, and he does. It's almost reverse here, Zach. The pass game is opening up the run game here now, late in this third quarter. Passing engagement is so effective here in the second half, and now the run game finding some running lanes to get out in space and make some plays.
First down on the SFA side of the field. Quick throw, Davion Johnston. Johnson, a speedster receiver, to the 41-yard line, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Abilene Christian 21, Stephen F. Austin 13. The battle for the WAC championship. WAC football on ESPN continues from Abilene, Texas, after these messages. Start of the fourth quarter here in Abilene, Texas for WAC football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, and Coy Oslin. Off the fake, Maverick McIver going up top. Oh, no. And it's picked off. Intercepted. TK Lloyd. He had a pick taken away from him in the first half. Not this time. Game-changing pick for SFA.
Well, Maverick goes for the home run ball, and boy, had a step there, just underthrown. If he throws that ball to the goal line, that's probably a touchdown, but it's underthrown, and boy, kudos to SFA on what was a tough quarter defensively. ACU had over 200 yards of total offense, but TK Lloyd makes the play, gets the turnover.
Third interception of the season for the senior out of Allen. They're going to go look at it. They're going to look at the interception to see if it stands. We had this happen with Lloyd in the first half, and he had one taken from him. Well, is it a pick? We'll find out on the other side. ACU up 8 in the fourth. They overturn the call during the timeout. Abilene Christian's going to keep possession. The TK Lloyd interception is overturned. They said it hit the ground. I couldn't tell there, but they overturned it. And that's twice now Lloyd has had an interception taken away from him today.
Yeah, not sure what what angle that the officials saw to see the indisputable evidence to overturn it, but that's what you have to have. In the first half, they said it was incomplete. He thought he had it, no evidence to overturn it to an interception. This one, they did have the evidence to overturn it from interception to incomplete. So the Wildcats get the football back.
So, because that's incomplete, it's 3rd and 4 for Abilene Christian. After the overturn, 4-man rush, McIver, middle, Jed Castles the tight end. He should have the first down. He does at the 35. We'll see if we can look again at this interception that got overturned to keep the possession with ACU.
Again, Maverick goes for the home run ball right over the middle. Well, it looked like Lloyd had it, but yeah, didn't have it. And somewhere in there, just doesn't have full control and it hits the ground.
And it can hit the ground if you have control of the football, but there it looked like he lost it. It hit the turf, and ACU keeps it flagged down before the handoff here.
Yeah, false start here on the Wildcats. That'll cost them 5. Boy, third quarter stats. These are third quarter stats alone, Zach. ACU had 204 yards, 2 touchdown drives moving down the field. What's crazy is SFA had more offensive yards in that third quarter. They had 221 compared to ACU's 204. The big differences, fumble inside the red zone for a touchback to the Wildcats and a blocked field goal inside the red zone that the Wildcats block of the Lumberjacks. That's really the difference. 2 touchdown drives to 1. Points left on the field for SFA there in quarter number 3.
Jeremiah Dobbins is the running back here for Abilene Christian. Off the fake, McIver, incomplete. Looking for Clark over the middle, but we haven't seen a lot of Jeremiah Dobbins today. And when these two teams played back in October, he went off, and his carries and his time on the field has slowed down ever since.
Yeah, he was a WAC Player of the Week 2 consecutive weeks. One of those the first time these two teams played. 31 carries for 166 and 3 touchdowns, but he's been limited. Only 16 carries over the course of the last 3 weeks.
Haven't seen much of him today. 2nd and 15, sling it out. And it's a fumble. It was caught by Rovon Banks Jr., and then it was a fumble, and it was recovered by Cooper, the tight end. Wow.
Took a pretty good shot as he got to the outside.
Lloyd again.
Yeah. TK Lloyd's been all over the place. Wildcats fortunate to cover that thing up. Have to be smart here. 3rd down, 19.
Well, a lot's happened in a minute and a half.
Yeah. Boy, and just as successful as ACU was there in the third quarter, they're sputtering here to start quarter number 4.
In this 8-point game, SFA 2 touchdowns, 1 extra point was blocked. Handed off on 3rd and forever. A long way to go. Good chunk of it for Rovon Banks Jr. to maybe get him into field goal range.
Yeah, either that or consider going for it. Little misdirection. Counterplay to Banks, and good call, good execution. Wildcats will try to stretch this to a 2-score game as here comes the payday.
I mean, they were going to have to punt.
Yep.
That's a huge call. And Keith Patterson wants his kicker out there. Blair Zepeda, 8 for 20 on the season. It's been a rough year for the senior kicker out of Richardson, Texas. This is from 46.
The winds really died down here at the stadium, Zach.
Virtually no wind now as opposed to when we started. Zepeda on the way. No good. Pushed it wide right. ACU comes up empty. Still a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. Missed field goal for Abilene Christian opens a door. Still a one-possession game. And SFA will get it back here in the fourth. Down by 8. Trace Self and company start from the 29. And they will hand it off up the middle for maybe one. And back to the missed field goal for Zepeda.
Yeah, Blair had plenty of distance. Execution of the snap and hold is good. He just pushed it out to the right. Boy, I tell you, it's such a mind game. Kicking field goals, just such a mind game. The distance was there, just pushed it off to the right. Still stays a one-score game here, Zach.
2nd and 9 after the gain of 1, and Self's going to throw it over the middle. Right at the 35. Big number 86, Carson Spence, the senior, kind of third tight end out of California. Third down coming up.
This has been the MO for SFA. Run the ball effectively first down. Throw something, mid-range, second down. Set us up for third down and successful if we still need to move the sticks. Here they are again, 3rd down and 4. Sticking to the game plan, which I love as we inch down to 11 minutes left today. Run pass balance 27-25. They've been all day long.
Gibson in motion again. Self has to bail, and it's caught. Nice acrobatic leaping grab by Daryl Simmons. Takes it to midfield, 14 yards from Self.
And that second level of this play, they're trying to get underneath. They're trying to get Gibson on a square end type route, slant route with blockers out in front in the center of the field. Breaking off of that route and coming open there on the outside is Simmons. Simmons again was kind of a lead blocker on that play. He recognizes Self roll to the right. He breaks his route off to the sideline. Great pass and catch, move the sticks for the Lumberjacks.
Simmons in his 2nd year transfer from Virginia Tech. Now they're going long to Gibson. Incomplete. Anthony Egbo Jr. in coverage. There's the shot on first down to Gibson. Well, we're in the fourth quarter. Both teams have been remarkable in the fourth this year. We'll see what happens today.
To me, Zach, this stat right here is a quality opponent has a stat like this. Fourth quarter, game on the line. We're going to go make plays and figure out ways to win games. Both of these teams have had quality fourth quarters, as you can see. Thought Egbo got away with a little tug there as Gibson ran that vertical route. No flag fell there on first down.
They'll fake it and get it out into the flat, and it's Spence again, and he's able to run right through a couple of tackles of Roland Williams Jr. and Darius Moore, but SFA picks up a first down at the 34 and a gain of 16. All of a sudden, Carson Spence, 4 catches for the year coming in. Back-to-back grabs for the Lumberjacks.
And SFA's gone over 400 yards now with that last play. Need points on the scoreboard, though, down 8.
This is where they've struggled, is to finish the drive. Handoff, Reed. Back to that first down run and a gain of 4. Torrey Hargrove on the stop.
Well, you say that so many yards between the 20s. You look at where their drives have ended. They've ended at the AC 20, turnover on downs. ACU 35, ACU 32, ACU 33, ACU 14. They've been down in this area, just haven't finished.
2nd and 6. Reed going left. Nice. He is met in the hole by Reese Young, a freshman linebacker making a play. Gain of 1, 3rd down coming up. That's a great play by Young.
We look at the second half again. The fumble out of the end zone, they're saying, is at the ACU goal line for the end of a drive. Of course, the touchdown They were inside the 10. They had the field goal block. Now inside the 30 again. All 4 drives here in the second half have been inside the ACU 30, just 6 points to show thus far.
Plenty of chances for these Lumberjacks today. Self is eliminated, and it's incomplete going for Gibson. Egbo Jr. in coverage, and he got run on 3rd down. Did Trey Self. 4th down coming up.
More times than not, we've seen coverage over pressure. This time we see pressure, and the pressure's able to get to Self. Self hasn't been on the ground too many times today, but they're on a 3rd down and huge type play. Force the quarterback to make quick decisions, cover in the short routes. You know the hot routes are coming when pressure's coming. ACU, great job there defensively to execute.
Extra point and a field goal have been blocked today. Chris Campos, this is from 46 yards. It has the leg, and it is good. A big field goal for the Lumberjacks to cut it to 5. SFA capped a 9-play, 42-yard drive with the 46 yards field goal from Chris Campos to make it 21-16. Now they'll kick it away to Abilene Christian. Crunch time, back half of the 4th quarter on the way. Short kickoff here from Brown. Caught outside the 20, and a nice little return out to the 40-yard line for Jeremiah Dobbins. Inside the studio, folks running the show. Hutton Harris, Tom Searle, and the gang.
You know, that crew's undefeated at home this year, too. Did you know that?
And they're much warmer than everybody else is over here. I'll tell you that right now.
Kudos to ACUTV. Great job. Great production.
Been a fun football season.
All right, Zach.
Plus.
Excuse me, Zach. 8:26 left. Championship on the line. These are championship-type drives. Offensively, defensively. Who's going to make plays to bring a gold championship home, a gold trophy home in the next few minutes?
Drive starts at the 40, and it's Anthony Smith. I haven't seen a lot of number 20 today for ACU. They've got a lot of talent in the backfield. The running game has been nothing there all day, really, for Abilene Christian.
Boy, it's just been tough. It's been tough to get between the tackles. That's a compliment to the front 7 of SFA, who have played the run game very well. Really, the front 4 have owned the line of scrimmage. Be curious to see, and here it is, empty backfield. They're going to let Maverick go to work here. Empty backfield. Of course, he's a mobile type guy. We'll see what's in the books here. 2nd down at 10.
4-man rush. McIver, and the interception was dropped. Oh my goodness! Right into the arms of Ryan Williams. Never have an easier interception in your life.
And I'm not sure what Maverick saw there. And I think Williams was so surprised. That ball's right in the breadbasket, but oh my goodness. Oh. Boy, if you're on the home side wearing the home purple, you just took a big sigh of relief. And on the visitor side, golly, what a tough break there for the Lumberjacks.
This feels like missed opportunity after missed opportunity today for SFA. 3rd and 10. McIver, he's going one-on-one, and it is incomplete. SFA screaming for offensive pass interference on Kendall Catalan. No flag, incomplete, it's 4th down.
Well, when the Lumberjacks needed to drive, they step up 3 and out in a hurry.
Trying to go for the ball, him and Bruce Harmon.
Yeah. Either way, you know, SFA is going to get the football back. That's a quality defensive series. ACU had so much success here in the second half, moving the football down the field. We saw in the first half 4 consecutive 3-and-out series by the Wildcat defense, and when SFA needed the 5th one, they get it here midway through this 4th quarter.
Logan Berg just gets it away. Short punt. It's taken a couple of bounces. Not a great one, just a 25-yard boot. SFA back to work. Middle of the 4th. All right, down to the wire. SFA down 5 with the ball here in the middle of the 4th quarter. Flag football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, and Coy Oslin. It is Self. It's caught, bobbled, nearly given away by Mo Wedman. He's able to keep it. It's an 8-yard gain.
Boy, almost popped loose there right at the last second.
Wow.
Good catch. Trying to get extra yardage. Almost popped up. 19 on 19. Woo! It's been the tail of the tape today for the Lumberjacks. Hang on to the football. Try to finish drives. It's crazy. Just 16 points on the board.
Gibson, the screen. What a day for Xavier Gibson. His 9th catch. And he is close to 200 yards. Takes it to the 45. 12 yards on second down. Now Miles Reed, nothing. Taken down in the backfield.
It's been turning into an eerily similar for SFA of what they saw versus Utah Tech 2 weeks ago. Self had 391 passing that day. He's closing in on that. He's at 350 today. Gibson in that game, 10 catches for 256, so he's at 9 for about 200 today. So the numbers are eerily similar. Now, I don't want to remind Lumberjack fans how that game ended down going for it on 4th down. They lost by 3 as they couldn't punch it in. This one eerily similar to that day 2 weeks ago.
Self, it's batted in the air, and it's tapped away. Nearly intercepted by Nwankwo and Williams. Dangerous there. Nearly a mistake.
Jordan Puck gets his paw on there. Almost intercepted in the linebacker court. Stadium coming to life here, Zach. I said this a moment ago. Here we are, middle of the 4th quarter, now late stages of the 4th quarter. Championship on the line. Who's going to make the plays? 3rd down and double-digit yardage here, 3rd and 12.
The winner of this game wins the regular season title in the Western Athletic Conference. 3rd and a dozen. Self swallowed up, gets it away, rifles it to Reed, but he's short of the 1st down to the 38. Boy, I don't even know how Self got it to him.
Let's grit and hustle all over the field. Good pressure, good escapability, good catch, good hit. 4th down and about 3. Lumberjacks are going to go.
Torrey Hargrove had him down. Completes it anyway. 4th and a long 2. Approaching 5 minutes to go.
Zach, ACU's going to burn a timeout here. Coach Keith Patterson wants to make sure they've got the right defensive personnel, what they want to accomplish here. Keith Patterson and company going to go ahead and call the timeout.
5:19 to go. This was the 3rd down completion from Self to Reed. But it's going to be 4th and a couple coming up. And so here late in the 4th, say welcome upstairs, Zach and Andy, and this thing's coming down to the wire. It's exactly what we thought, and now we're getting under 5 minutes to go.
And another 4th down play here. SFA has been inside the 30 of ACU all day long. 4th down and 3 at about the 38. Big play here as we get down to the final minutes here in the 4th quarter.
4th and almost 3.
Lead blocker H-back on the left side.
Self to throw it to the outside. Why not go to Gibson? Those two have been doing it for almost half a decade at this point. 1st down.
When it's 4th and 3, game on the line, you go to your guy. You go to Gibson again. Good formation. You get one-on-one coverage, quick out pattern. Keith Patterson, you saw grit in the teeth, slapping his hands together. A little bit of frustration there on the home side. It's perfect execution, play call. SFA, a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
Trying to win a championship. 1st down at the 26. Off the fake, deflected. And then off the hands of Gibson, too. My goodness. A couple of times, ACU just gets their hand on it at the line of scrimmage. Somehow safely to the ground, second down.
Going right back to Gibson again. Who is it? Oh, yeah. Pop off the edge again.
Wow.
Second time in the last few plays. And that time, I think Pop recognized quick pattern. He stopped his rush. He put his eyes, he locked eyes with Self. As soon as Self let go of it, he jumped up, knocked it down.
Self off the fake, lobbing this one. What a catch! Xavier Gibson is insane. First and goal, Lumberjacks. He's over 200 yards receiving.
And I got to tell you, Zach, what a pass here. Drop it in the bucket by Self. Double coverage coming over. The safety help can't get there in time. That's because of where that thing was thrown.
SFA quickly hands it to Reed, and he's only able to get it to the 8 for a gain of 1. That's one of the great throws Trey Self could ever make on the biggest drive of their season.
From our vantage point where that ball was thrown, I thought, no way. The help coverage is going to get over there. They're going to knock that thing away. But just a drop in the bucket. Gibson, a great job of body control, eyeing the ball in the air, pulling it in. Now look for Gibson here. Slant pattern in the flat or the tight end play has been big for SFA in the pass game today. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Five on the play clock.
Gibson in motion. Time was running out. You said it, Andy.
Yeah, play clock was running down, and it's too critical of a play here to try to just get something off right before the play clock. Coach Carthel going to go ahead and burn the timeout.
That's their second.
Yep.
It's huge. My goodness. Second and goal coming up.
And now with the burning of that timeout, this really becomes a 4-down territory type of situation. I don't know if you can settle for 3. If it gets to that narrative in this drive, I don't know if the Lumberjacks can settle for 3, rely on their defense to make a stop with only 1 timeout to help them get the football back. I think this just turned into a 4-down territory type situation here for the Lumberjacks. Again, today, success. Obviously, Gibson's been terrific all day long. 11 catches, 213 yards, and a touchdown. He's your primary option. Again, we've seen it in the slant, beat the defender to the inside, or get him in space, maybe with some motion, get him out in the flat with lead blockers from the other receivers, or the tight end play has been big today for SFA. We'll see potential play action, a hot route up the field, or get you a tight end out in the flat, try to allow them to break a tackle, get into the end zone too.
Gibson had 256 receiving a few weeks ago, 213 today. Second and goal at the 8. Self, fade route, Gibson incomplete. He's been going at it with Anthony Egbo Jr. all afternoon. Egbo Jr. wins the battle.
This time a little deeper route. Instead of cutting the route in, he runs more of a corner route and a little bit underthrown. Almost thrown as more of a jump ball. If that ball's thrown to the back pylon, I think Gibson has a chance to run underneath it.
They were missing about 15 seconds. So 3:34 on the game clock, and now the biggest 3rd down of the game. 3rd and goal for SFA, down 5. The WAC championship on the line.
Bring pressure, play coverage. Decision time here for ACU.
Probably try to find number 2 in white.
Motion.
Gibson in motion. Low snap. Oh, and Self has to fall on it at the 12. Are you kidding?
And Zach, I think the snap hit Gibson as he was coming in motion.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's what happened, and all Self could do was cover it up. Here's your replay. Gibson to the right, to the left, back to the right, and as he comes out of this break, yep, the snap hits him.
Hit him.
Yep, and it almost looked like, I don't know if it was, almost a direct snap potentially to Gibson. However it plays out, it's 4th down and goal from the 12-yard line.
Clock running the whole time, under 3 to go. SFA with just 1 timeout. 4th and goal. Self gonna try to do it himself. He's in! Touchdown SFA! Unbelievable!
That is some grit and determination by your signal caller right there. He's only carried the ball twice all day. Those are sack yardages as the last play went as a rush. He gets to the outside. There's Green in front of him. All he has to do is get out of one diving tackle, and he's able to keep the balance long enough to get inside the near pylon. SFA's got the lead with 2:43 left.
Oh my goodness. For Trey Self, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season is maybe the biggest one of his career.
Now, Zach reminds you, SFA had an extra point blocked earlier in the game, so they chase the point here. They'll go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point spread.
Trying to go up 3, a 12-play, 65-yard drive in 4:46. First lead of the game for the Lumberjacks, and now they'll go for 2. Off the fake. Self gonna throw it. It's caught. Are they in? Yes! They are in for 2. Mo Wedman. Right at the goal line. Lumberjacks lead by 3. What a drive for Stephen F. Austin. That's as good as it gets.
Had to get down the field, 65 yards. You'll see another look here at the 2-point conversion is Self up under the center. Short crossing route right at the goal line. Oh, just able to hang on. I don't know if they'll take a look at that or not.
That's got to be reviewed, you'd think.
They'll look at it maybe. We'll check and see, but nonetheless, a 12-play, 65-yard quality drive for SFA. Maybe their best. When they had to execute, they did, especially on 4th down. Big-time clutch run by Trey Self.
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to look at it. Where is he when he catches it? Where's the ball?
I didn't know just because the feet were in there.
It has to be on the white stripe or just touching the white stripe. Barely touching would be enough. Does he have it yet? Is that a catch? The foot down.
Again, the foot doesn't matter. It's
it's where the ball is.
When control of the football is maintained, and if that's across the white line. Yep. So
now,
forward progress looked like it was on the white line.
Well, he's under review.
It's going to be hard just because of the angle. That's a great look at it, but the angle is going to be hard to overturn.
Right.
That.
The key was the call on the field of good.
And again, this is the 3rd time we've seen a review today, and it comes back to indisputable evidence. Is there evidence that the call on the field can be overturned? That's a great look at it from our ACUTV crew, but I don't know if you can overturn it, and it looks like it's going to stay.
It is upheld. They are going to stick with it. 24-21. SFA, their first lead of the ball game. And they'll kick it out the back of the end zone. And now you flip sides and do it the other way. ACU trailing for the first time. Maverick McIver a chance to go down and either tie it or put ACU in front.
Have we said this script a few times, this page of the script a few times? Championship on the line, late in the 4th quarter. Time to make some plays. SFA made the plays to take the lead. ACU with 2 timeouts in their pocket, 2:43 to work with. Can they answer what the Lumberjacks just did? 75 yards to go, 1st down and 10.
Down 3. The winner wins the WAC regular season title. Flag down, McIver throws, go lightly along the sideline, has the catch. We'll check the marker. It's right at the line of scrimmage.
It came out fast. It's usually a legal formation or somebody in the neutral zone.
They accept it. Good call there. Offside on SFA.
I believe they decline it here. Second down, or nope, check that. They do take it. So 1st and 5. You get the down over. You lose a 7-yard gain. You only take 5, but first down over again. First down and 5.
At the 30. McIver 292 passing, 2 TDs today. Under pressure. He's sacked. Down he goes. Brandon Lane. Huge one for SFA.
It's good coverage sack. The pocket held up for a while, but as it began to collapse, Maverick tried to get out of it left side, just couldn't do it. Second down and 10.
Neither team has won a conference championship since 2010. Abilene Christian has never won one at the FCS level in their 10th year. McIver, middle, Clark on the move. Kobe Clark to midfield. 25 yards, and now a late flag comes in.
And that's behind the plays. Kobe's tackled on the logo right at the 50-yard line. The flag flew after Kobe was past the point where the flag is at the 45. Unique call here. The way ACU is responding, I believe it's going to be on the Wildcats.
It will be 1st and 10.
Okay, so there was a lot to sort out there. It was on Davion Johnson for an illegal block, but it's after the first down was already completed. So it stays 1st and 10. They move the yardage back, and ACU will keep it. A minute 45 and all their timeouts. Rather, 2 of the 3 timeouts for ACU with a minute 45.
SFA coaching staff wanted a explanation on the clock, wanted to make sure it's okay. 1:45 an eternity this day and age in football. Still plenty of time to work with.
With 2 timeouts, clock stops on first downs initially. McIver looking middle, incomplete for Clark. Jeremiah Walker in coverage.
With some people there with both palms up looking for a call, but a lot of jousting going on there, but that ball well underthrown. Got to let that one go, second down and 10.
ACU would need to get inside to 35 to get into field goal range, but that's been an adventure this year. McIver looking deep, looking for Clark, a diving effort incomplete. TK Lloyd, who's been around every play all day in coverage. 3rd down on the way.
Well, it's been a heck of a battle. We've seen an Egbo on the other side for ACU, and we've seen this one. Yeah, Lloyd and Clark. Lloyd wins the battle there. Egbo and Gibson on the other side. Lloyd and Clark here. 3rd and 10, 2 plays to work with. Don't have to get all 10 here. Put yourself in a position to move the chains after 2 plays.
Abilene Christian 1 for 9 on 3rd down today. Go lightly in motion. McIver gets it to go lightly, but he's got about 12 yards to pick up. He's going to get to the sideline, and he's only going to get to the 40. 4th and 5, and the ball game on the line. 1 play right here.
I think, Zach, most importantly here, whatever route you run, you have to get past the sticks. I don't think Maverick should look to throw this in the flat short of the sticks. Try to get your routes past the 45 and let Maverick throw and catch to get the first down.
Here's your ball game. 4th and 5. SFA blitzes. McIver throws incomplete. Bruce Harmon in coverage. Looking for Kendall Catalan. SFA takes over on downs with a minute 16 to go.
And Zach, I think Miles Hurd off the edge, defensive end, put pressure on McIver, and he might have even got a hand on it, deflected this thing. Yeah, yes. He sure did. You can see just the trajectory of that football and well underthrown. Miles Hurd got a paw on it, knocked it down. SFA's got the football. I think they'll have to get one first down, as ACU does have 2 timeouts. 1 first down will do it.
1:16 to go. They will hand it to Reed. He is stopped. Timeout Abilene Christian at 1:11.
Wasn't this just a 3-point spread 4 weeks ago?
How about that?
Didn't we talk about that?
Why wouldn't it be?
Man alive.
21-13 ACU. SFA the final 11 points.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, next year when the schedule comes out and you see SFA, ACU on the schedule, just go ahead and buy the tickets. Just go ahead and buy the tickets, get to the stadium. The ticket value will be there, I promise. Boy, 2 quality football games between these 2 teams. The first one was offensive fireworks. This one's been a defensive battle, grinded out type of game, and here we are, 3-point spread with 1:11 left.
So you figure same situation here. They'll run it. Handed to Reed. Will Morgan tackles him. Timeout. ACU, it's their final timeout. 3rd down on the way with 1:06. So now you do the math, and even if they can get it back, there'll only be 15, 20 seconds left.
Assuming SFA runs the football, which I think they would. I would not expect Self to throw the football here. You run the football one more time. Let's say the tackle's made right at the minute mark, 40 seconds on the play clock. SFA's got a 4th down play with about 20 seconds left on the game clock, if that's how the scenario plays out. And then even at that point, depending on what they do on the 4th down, you run another 5 to 10 seconds off. ACU is going to have potentially 2 to 3 plays of desperation to try to get into field goal range or try to score a touchdown.
SFA can't put one in the end zone most of the game. The final big drive, they're able to go do it, to go take the lead. Miles Reed again, Nwankwo in on the stop, and that's big too. Some time just ran off on the play itself. So now that 40-second clock starts.
18-second difference, game clock, play clock. And here, if I'm SFA, I think I'm trying to just punt one in the coffin corner and force another 30 to 40 yards of field position with just a few seconds to work with.
An 11-0 fourth quarter for SFA. Gutsy performance by these Lumberjacks on the road. Yep.
We'll take a delay of game now.
Clock runs out. Timeout. Put 19 seconds back on.
You know, the offense still out on the field. I wouldn't be surprised you see Self potentially quick kick one here.
Sure.
Nobody for ACU is back deep when the offensive set's on the field, so no chance for a return. Don't know if that's in the arsenal for Self to potentially quick kick one, but I can't see something like that here on 4th down.
So 19 seconds. They do bring out their punt team with Max Quick. So yeah, now you do the math. I mean, if this play takes 7 seconds, that's a smart decision to run it there by SFA.
And if I'm Quick here, I'm punting this one out of the back of the end zone. No chance for a return.
Quick, it's up in the air. Fair catch. Oh, and it bounces down to the 2. What a punt from Max Quick. 9 seconds left.
And on a day where the special teams has been such an Achilles heel for SFA, a blocked field goal, a blocked extra point, how about that? You drop one down, it comes to rest at the 2-yard line with just 9 seconds on the clock.
9 seconds, no timeouts at your own 2. I don't know of many play calls for this situation. You'll eventually get to the point where you throw it and do the
lateral,
try to lateral it back forever.
It is the 40th anniversary of Cal Stanford. Did you
there
know
we
that?
go.
40th anniversary of Cal Stanford.
The band is on the field, yeah. November of college football. Is there anything better than that?
Man alive. 4 receivers here for ACU, and obviously prevent here for SFA. 5 defensive backs, 20 yards off the line of scrimmage.
9 seconds, no timeouts. Quick throw, Catalan to the 10.
Maybe one more chance to do a play like that, get you 8-10 yards and get out of bounds. 6 seconds on the clock. That took 3 seconds. So maybe one more opportunity to do the exact same thing, and then desperation on a final play.
Second down, 6 seconds. SFA's got a couple of timeouts left. Well, rather one. They'll use it. Discussing the one, potentially 2 final plays of this one. What a game.
Well, everything it lived up to be, everything we wanted in a championship game. Western Athletic Conference coming down, the final week. We talked about earlier, the schedule makers love it when this type of scenario plays out. You get the 2 teams fighting for a conference championship on the field together, winner take all type of setup. A game that we saw play out 4 weeks ago, which came down to the very end, the final play of the game. SFA gets the win, and here we are again doing the same thing. We're going to come down to the final play of the game. What a game today. Grit and determination on both sides.
Just the 4 conference games this year. ACU came in 3-0, SFA 2-1, and the winner, the outright champ, McIver to Catalan, and now let the festivities begin with the throwbacks. McIver, it bounces to Johnson, and now he throws it forward, and that's illegal. That is illegal, and now the more forward, and this game is over. Stephen F. Austin is the 2022 WAC champions. The game is over, and the Lumberjacks win their first championship since 2010. They come to Abilene, Texas, and come from behind in the 4th quarter, and they are WAC champions.
On a year where Coach Carthel would tell you it was a rebuilding year, had a defensive staff that turned over, had a defensive unit personnel-wise that turned over. It's a rebuild year for SFA, but grit and determination to walk away with a WAC championship. Congratulations to the Lumberjacks on what's been an up and down season for them all season long. Came in on a 2-game losing streak. But man, today when they had to make plays, especially late, down by 8 in the final quarter, they're able to make plays and turn an 8-point deficit into a 3-point victory.
How good was Trey Self, not only throughout the course of the game, but on that final drive to take them down the field and go put SFA in front and win it with a rushing touchdown and then the 2-point try. He is incredible, and he is now, for the first time in his career, a conference champion.
How about that? And the numbers will speak for themselves. When you look at it, 397 yards passing, 26 of 37, 2 touchdown passes on the day. The numbers will speak for itself. But yeah, when you had to put a drive together, and the Lumberjacks put the drive together, able to get down and get the touchdown on a 12-play, 65-yard drive, 4th down and double digits. I think it was a 4th down and 12. Play 4th and goal from the 12 that Self's just able to get out to the outside, and he's able to get in the end zone. And champions make plays. Sometimes Trey Self made plays today and helped the Lumberjacks, put the Lumberjacks on his back. He and Gibson both phenomenal today as SFA gets the win.
On the other side, not to be taken away from a now 7-4 Abilene Christian team in the first year under head coach Keith Patterson, and they were playing for a lot on the final Saturday of the regular season.
Yeah, and in year 1, expectations, I think, were surpassed. It's going to be a bitter pill to swallow today and go into an off-season, watching the season come down the way it finished here today, but a lot of upside on a bittersweet day for the Wildcat program, but a lot of upside for ACU. Keith Patterson and company. It's hard to take a congratulations on a day like today, but phenomenal first season under head coach Keith Patterson and his new staff here at ACU.
Stephen F. Austin, 11 points in the fourth quarter when they trailed 21-13 on the road at your rival that you've played for 10 years at this level to go down and win it. They finished 6-5 over the course of the season, so they will not go to the playoffs, but they are conference champs here in 2022 on what they called a rebuild year. As they continue to celebrate here on the field at Wildcat Stadium. Trey Self and Stephen F. Austin. WAC champions. And you can tell, I think Trey Self, you can just see him celebrating. This has got to mean a lot to him in his senior campaign to go out as a champ.
Well, what a way to leave your stamp, leave your mark on a program. Been with Coach Carthel for 4 seasons, and what a way to put your stamp, to walk away from this thing. And just great effort, great effort.
Colby Carthel in his 4th year, he wins his first conference championship. This team that went to the playoffs last year, but they were not the champs in the WAC, but Trey Self is a champ now. The starting quarterback for SFA, 397 yards and 2 touchdowns today for Trey Self, and then of course the rushing touchdown to take it in. And Trey, congratulations on the win. What does it mean when we can say that you are the WAC champion? How does that feel?
It means everything, man. The hard work we put in since all these seniors since 2019, and this team in general is special, man. It didn't start off how we wanted, but finishing off WAC champs means everything.
All right, let's take me through the game a little bit here, because you guys were moving the ball up and down the field, but you just weren't scoring a lot of points. How about the end of the game, though? You're able to make the one drive, you take it in for the touchdown. How were you able to finish off that drive there late in the game?
We knew all game we were just driving down without our own wheel, so we just got to finish. We had to finish, and we were, as a whole, memo at halftime was just to finish drives, and that's what we did at the end of the game when it mattered.
How tough was this on the road? I mean, you've had an up and down year, 5 wins, 5 losses, but how motivated were you? How much did you guys come together to go on the road to win the WAC championship here today?
We knew we were playing a good team. Credit to ACU, very good team, and we knew coming to their house wasn't going to be easy, but just got to find a way at the end. That's what we did.
You and Xavier Gibson have been doing this for a long time together. Can you just talk about what it means to be out there with him? You guys have done so much over the course of your time at SFA. What is your relationship with Xavier? How much does this mean to the two of you?
Man, that's my dog. I mean, from day one, 2019, just staying after practice, extra hours in the summer, just all day, every day with him, and it's paid off all these years, and finally got some ring.
Trey, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us. Trey Self, QB1 for SFA and a WAC champion here in 2022. Andy, we had a lot of fun this year.
Man, no doubt about it. And a lot of upside for the Wildcats. It ends on a tough note, but man, what a great season for ACU, Keith Patterson and company. Big days ahead for the purple and white.
Hey, this has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. SFA WAC champions. For Andy, Coy, Hutton, and the gang, so long, take care, good night from Abilene, Texas.